You good, T-Money?
Episode number 22 of the Red Pill Phone Tap. I am Wesley here with my best friend in the world, Mr. Anthony himself. Anthony, unfortunately, this week does not have a microphone through our intro. Why has the black man been silenced? Why?
Can't keep me down, motherfucker.
Why has the black man been silenced? But we appreciate all you guys joining us this week, especially as you guys lean in at home during this coronavirus. Let me quickly get Anthony involved. You are live, sir. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm back in this bitch. You can't keep me down, motherfucker.
You are live. Boy, I tell you what, Anthony, as a quick intro, because for a long time we have not done any updates on our statistics. We got to check and see if we have any new countries that are tuning in, Anthony.
Yeah, where y'all at? We want to see.
Where is everybody at? Let's make sure every once in a while, we got to look at the statistics. We like to jump right into the action. Let's just make sure, make sure we got a little world roll call. And I'm bringing it up right now. And, we do have some new people. We still have the U.S., United Kingdom, Canada. Spain is still with us. But Poland joins the party. Wow. All right. Okay.
All right.
Norway stays with us. Brazil stays with us. India and South Africa. But we've also added Taiwan. Very nice. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, hold on. You've got to unlock your phone again. But you were asking me to read a text because... Listen, fellas, you guys are the reason that we do this. So I know Larry Cheek gave us some very, very kind words recently, and we have a message in from the show, and our friend Ryan has said, my mindset has been slipping into the beta realm lately. Thank you and Wesley for doing the podcast as it got my mind right. And Anthony says, would be happy to offer insight if you want. Just let me know. Curious which episode you were listening to. And he says, episode 20. I'm only one behind. Ryan, we thank you, man. Ryan, my friend, you're the reason we do this. Okay? We move our schedules around, and we do all of this for you guys. And it's, I like reading that text because it's a really good reset. It's a really good reset, and I see Bruno has joined us in the live stream. Bruno has been a good friend of the show. This is why we get up and do this, guys. This is why we go out and risk a
coronavirus.
Deadly virus.
I don't want the Rona, but I come out for the podcast for sure.
Yeah, and it's okay every once in a while to revisit why we do this show. Okay, and the sole reason that we do this show is to make you guys stronger. That is our motivation, okay? I had and I'll go ahead and give him a plug real quick. Trav at Fight Smart. So if you guys look him up on YouTube, if you guys are interested in fighting, a lot of you guys have listened to the podcast before know I'm a former MMA fighter. Amateur, of course. I'm not a UFC fighter, and I don't claim to be. But I'm a former MMA fighter. Until a recent injury, I was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler. And so the IQ of fighting is just something I'm enamored with. And so if you guys look this guy up on YouTube, what's great about it is you don't have to be a UFC fighter. He gives you great drills. If you just buy a set of gloves, if you can have access to a heavy bag, he can help you with your timing. And his name is Trav, Trav, Trav at Fight Smart. And if you look him up on YouTube, he has a lot of free shit out there. The reason I bring him up is because of this, guys. during this coronavirus stuff that we're in right now, okay, this is the hardest of the hard to date right now, is it not, Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
It's never been harder. I mean, it's never, ever been harder. But when you have an injury of some kind, and specifically to talk about Trav's injury, Trav, I believe, was opening a jar, and the jar broke. And I think he was opening it with his left hand, and he cut, if you guys can look on the live stream here, he cut all the way down here, and it cut into nerves on his hand.
Damn.
And he's a righty. He's an orthodox boxer, okay? And he couldn't lift weights with his hand. He couldn't do anything. While he was injured, he learned how to be a southpaw. So he learned how to box lefty while he was injured. And that's kind of what the coronavirus is for you guys right now. Your dating game is a little injured. But when Trav came out of being injured and his hand healed up, he could already box orthodox, but now he could box southpaw too. So now he could do like these great MMA fighters like Anderson Silva, like pre-PED TJ Dillashaw, if you guys follow the fight game. He can just fight both sides, which is a huge advantage. It's a huge advantage if you fight southpaw in fighting. But to be able to fight both is incredible. So what you guys are dealing with in the dating game right now, where it's going to be super, super hard, don't worry. Your dating skills are going to be monstrumental once you get out of this. But fellas, I got to get you to do more than just fucking sitting on the couch and just fucking hanging out. Hey, Anthony, you're not really in screen. Do you mind moving a little bit over? I just want to see. I just want everybody to see you. Anthony, we have a few topics tonight. I'm going to let you jump in on this too, because we didn't do a lot of pre-show because we had some technical difficulties. But we're going to talk about tonight is I'm getting people message me on Facebook. I apologize, guys. But we're going to talk about tonight. Our first topic is going to be what I feel like is a really, really good one. Is cuddling? I'm going to use cuddling in quotes here. Is cuddling a weak beta activity, Anthony? We'll talk about that. And now we're getting sound from my computer. Sorry, guys. We've had a lot of technical difficulties tonight. Is cuddling a beta activity? We're also going to talk about, and this is going to be our big topic tonight. Anthony was worried when we were doing the pre-show. He's like, wait, that's one segment? We might want to do the whole show over this. What has the coronavirus done to women's sexual market value? Anthony, just to give him a teaser on this, we were talking earlier on the phone this week. We were like, this is kind of like high school. These bitches don't have access to a dude that has an internet connection anymore. Right now, it's just motherfuckers in your immediate area.
Right.
That is all you have access to.
Poppy from Miami can't come visit you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like, oh, shit. And also, you're in the middle of a crisis. It would feel good to have a man around, wouldn't it? Motherfucker. Interesting. Anthony, you had a third topic for us. I know we were kind of rushing through the pre-show.
It pretty much goes in line with what we're going to cover tonight, and it's just some life hacks on dating.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm very intrigued on that one. We have a few. I shared a few in some coaching sessions this week. Let's jump right into this. Anthony, when you hear the word cuddling, I want to decode this really, really quickly for our listeners, because I had a gentleman I was coaching this week, and he was like, I don't know, she kind of made me feel kind of like I was weak and insecure because I like cuddling. And I quickly I was like, because I've already been through this. Okay, and I'll tell a dating story later about this. This is probably your favorite dating story
Okay.
of mine. This is probably your favorite dating story of mine. But there's a dating story where a girl said that she was not touchy-feely. And I'd gone on some bad dates pretty recently. And she was proudly proclaiming that she was not touchy-feely, which makes women like feel like, yeah, I'm more masculine, I'm more distinguished, I'm more successful. I'm not touchy-feely because I'm just an alpha in my work world environment. Let me tell you, fellas, and I'm gonna go ahead and rip the lid right off of this. My grandmother once told me, "Hey, if a bitch don't clean, she's broke. Don't ever get in a relationship with her. Don't ever marry her." And my grandmother, she told me that when I was like 11 years old. And guess what? Now that I'm 42 years old, now I know her wisdom was right. She was 100% right. Sometimes, guys, bitches are broke. If you are more touchy-feely than the chick is, she's broke. Keep her in your rotation as long as you'd like to, but do not consider relations, and more specifically, relationships with her. This is what I told the guy that I was coaching this week, Anthony. I told him, I was like, you know what? Eliminate the word cuddling. I was like, just take that word as just kind of a weak sounding word, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how about this? How about ever since I turned 14 years old, I love filling bitches up. I love feeling on bitches. Ever since I turned 14, I love, and guys,
I love titties in my hand.
and it's just like, but men, when we're trying to sell it to women, we're like, hey babe, I just want to cuddle. You know, you're not a hoe. You're not a hoe by sitting here letting me fill you up.
I don't think I
This
ever
is just cuddling.
used
right?
that word recently.
What, cuddling?
Cuddling.
Yeah, see, I don't like the word, but I don't dislike when other people use it.
The
That's
action,
fine.
the action, the action is fine. And even how I do it. Like before I get gentle with it, I kind of do it kind of purposely. I overhandle them on purpose when I first do it. Like I grasp with a strong grip and then loosen up on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's something in a female psyche that wants to be handled roughly when in the man's hands.
Yeah.
She wants to feel that weakness that she is. She is the weaker specimen out of the two. She wants to be reminded of that. So when you can grab a chick and hold her and kind of grip her and hold her tight to the point where it's almost uncomfortable and loosen up, she can see that you have the strength to be more dominant than her, and yet the softness to console her, right? So that's important for them. But it's also important for you to understand how to be okay, strong handling a woman. And even in the beginning of your courtship, do that. Don't be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
They get trust me, man, they remember those things. Because just like we have inner game in our head, they have inner game in their head, and they have responses, and you'll feel her melt into your arms soon as you show her that you can be dominant. If a chick can hit you, like playfully hit you, and you kind of like, ow, she's gonna remember that in her head, bro.
They don't
like that shit.
Well, when you talked about feeling the power, that reminded me, and I know I've told you this story before, and I was talking about this on a coaching session this week. I was in an MMA amateur fight believe it or not, in the parking lot of a strip club. Anthony, you've been to the strip club.
Okay.
You know what strip club I'm talking about in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
But I was in a MMA fight, and I was feeling pretty confident because I'd won my last fight decidedly. And if this was in the parking lot of the strip club, and it was a Puerto Rican gentleman. Puerto Ricans are very proud about being from Puerto Rico. To me, other than French people, people from France are very motherfucking proud of being from France. Other than French people, I don't think.
Well, the same with Texans.
Puerto Rican. Well, Texans are like the state of Texas, though. I'm talking about your country.
Oh, okay.
France, to me, is the top of the list. Puerto Ricans are close number 2. They fucking love telling you they're from Puerto Rico. And this dude was small, but the only way I could say it is this dude had country strength.
Yeah.
And we locked up in the center of the cage, and the minute he touched me, I could feel how strong this motherfucker was.
Yeah.
And I did not like it. Jesus Christ. This little dude, I thought, easily on that day, I outweighed him by 17 to 19 pounds. I'm not quite 20 over. I did a great weight cut. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But immediately when I touched this dude, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. I cannot believe they've locked me in a cage with somebody this fucking strong. Jesus motherfucking Christ. But again, it was just us locking up.
Yeah.
And, just kind of a Muay Thai clinch.
Yeah.
The minute I grabbed him, and I'm doing the shit I usually do with like other motherfuckers, no problem. And he's like, you can't do that here. And I'm like, oh shit. This is going to be a long night for Wesley, because the motherfucker was just fucking country fucking strong, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I think Anthony is kind of speaking to, is women want to feel like they're riding like a bronco, like this fucking strong animal that could just fucking kill them, like if they wanted to.
At any point.
Yeah.
That's danger. They are in danger.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Our friend Bruno here in the live chat talks about, well, you got to admit cuddling is enjoyable, though. Bruno, that's what we're here to say.
You get no disagreement from me, Bruno.
None. Cuddling is very, very enjoyable. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, it's not feminine. Quite the opposite. It's very, very masculine. Right. And especially
I'm thinking
if you
about grabbing some like juicy booty. I love when the booty is firm and soft at the same time, where like I can feel it falling. I can feel the booty falling through my fingers, but yet it's still firm enough that it can give me arthritis in the hand if I grab it too hard. I love that combination of a booty. Like,
how much oil was applied though?
0. Like, no oil applied. I love an ashy hand grabbing just straight out the shower. Smelling all good. Oh, yeah.
What Anthony's trying to say, similar to Drake, is I like my women BBW.
Nah, not even close.
Listen, BBW women are great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Go ahead and give me the acronym of what BBW is for you.
Well, I think he meant big black women, but I think he meant like the thick kind.
If it was big booty women, then yeah, I like
big black women come with big booties. I don't know if you've seen big black women.
Man, everybody can get a big booty these days, man.
You think so?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian got one.
Well, we're talking about natural booties.
Okay.
Natural booties.
And so, that's what I'm talking about. Have you seen the white girls lately with these biscuit and gravy and grits booty having ass? I don't know when did white women have asses? Where did that come from?
Well, hold on a second, because the gym changed everything.
Yeah.
Listen,
Those
fellas.
squats.
Yes. All of a sudden, women started weightlifting. So this isn't all fuckery. Like, women get on these fucking Instagram accounts. They start doing some shit. I mean, they're fucking squatting like weight. There is a way to get some fake ass, no doubt. But I'm watching these bitches on Instagram deadlift and squat like a lot of fucking weight. So it can't just be, look.
They know.
So no, I mean, guys, going back to the topic though, if you just take the word cuddling out, cuddling was a word we invented for
Soften
women
it.
to be cool with this
To
shit.
soften it, yeah.
Yeah. And you're right, guys. You're 100% correct. Beta males have adopted this as like Ross from Friends, like, oh, Rachel, I just wanted to cuddle you.
Cuddle
Cuddle
is the
Rachel.
new. Let me put the tip in.
Hey, Anthony, if you could lean more into this direction.
Oh, the
I just
mic.
want. We're just
saying,
live.
the mic.
We're just live. I just want people to see.
The mic got me like that, man. I'm trying to.
The mic's got me like that.
I'm trying to follow the mic.
All right. Whatever technical things we gotta make happen. However, we do have some guys in the live stream. Christopher Gardner has already said white girls shoot gear into their ass. We're talking specifically about bitches that are putting up weight on the squats, Chris.
Some putting in work though.
Some of them putting in work. Now, I would like everybody that's there in the live stream to give us a ranking of races of women and ass.
Oh, black women gonna win, man. That ain't fair.
Well, you ain't ever seen Puerto Rican women then.
Yes, I have.
And by the way, if you've
Puerto
seen
Rican.
Puerto Rican women, you've never seen Cuban women. There is 100% no way, if you've ever been to Miami, that Cuban women do not win this conversation.
So
Cuban women look like a different. You know how like if you look at a wolf, you're like, yeah, that definitely looks like. You know what? Better example.
Brazilian
If you
women.
look at a fox, this is a way better example. You know, foxes are canines, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they're the dog family. But if you compared a fox to your family dog, no matter what fucking breed, you'd be like, that fox is something different.
right.
That's how Cuban women are. You're like, okay, I know that has 2 legs and 2 arms. That don't look quite the same kind of human. It's all these. Dude, Cuban women's ratio is insane.
You talking about ass ratio to body?
ass to waist ratio.
So you didn't say that though. You just said ass.
Hold on. You're right. You're right, and I'm wrong. Because if we talk about just athletic ass, black women win that all day.
Right.
Hashtag Serena Williams.
Hashtag not the same. God damn it.
Serena Williams' ass is just that is an epic God's creation. bro, Serena Williams' ass is just something like God damn.
She's been accused of steroids because of that ass.
Okay, 100%. You heard it here live on this show first. 100% Serena Williams is on steroids. 100%. And here's why. Whenever people showed up to test her, she had to move to a safe room,
Right, in the house. Yeah.
So, and then Anthony, you're gonna have Puerto Rican asses up on the board too for a lot of guys.
Look,
again, guys, we'd like you to rank them.
Did Brazil come up?
Brazil came up first, actually.
Yeah.
Brazil is definitely in the game. White girls are going to be very far behind. So where are Asian girls?
Ugh.
They're not on the leaderboard for sure.
They ass and they back got the same.
And it depends on what Asian girl you're talking about.
Well,
too.
I'm about to say depends on the region of Asian you're speaking of. Chinese asses flat.
They're going to be very flat. It's just the way it's been, man.
I mean, if you're athletic, I've even seen athletic people with flat asses, so that's not actually 100%.
Well, they weren't athletic in their ass, though. Right?
Right.
They weren't athletic in their ass. And to bring it back full circle, all these bitches can be cuddled with.
For sure.
Because
think that's why
you could fill up all asses.
I honestly think that's why white guys like titties, because white women didn't have asses to grab, so they wanted to grab something, so it became titties. White girls had titties. White girls have, even if it ain't theirs, they got titties. Am I right or wrong?
Do they though? I mean,
when I think about white
what
girls,
do white girls have?
Titties. And
black women have. I mean, if you wanted me to compare black women to white women and with titties, to me, black women win that too.
Really?
Yeah, black women have big ass titties, dude. Well, and it depends on what you like.
Yeah,
I like
I'm not
big
big on titties.
ass titties.
I'm not. I don't.
Guys, we have not left the cuddling subject. We're talking about all the shit you can touch.
Yeah.
When you're cuddling. I mean, we could call it here in this conversation. We can call it filling bitches up.
Yeah,
that's what cuddling is.
Caressing a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is all shit that we had to used to say to make shit sound good for them, to give them plausible deniability that they were not just hoes.
This is why I am more attracted to a black woman with natural hair.
Hold on a second. You got to. So Ryan comes in the live chat and he says Arabic women's asses are legit. Now hold on. He's talking about something I don't know about. But then he says, all I got to say is belly dancing.
All that. Listen.
Listen.
And if you're talking about ass to waist ratio, you damn right. If you ever looked at a belly, there's a belly dancer that I realized I had blue pill residue after I was introduced to her. I started to fucking lose my vocabulary. I was like, I can talk to this bitch? Like, wow. Yeah. The blue pill, when we talk about blue pill residue, we talk about shit you do as a beta.
Even though you know better.
Yeah. So it happens, man. It happens time to time, man. Look, no one has ever said that we don't enjoy women and enjoy the beauty of what women bring to men. But when we talk about caressing or cuddling, however the fuck you want to call it, it's me following the curvature of her body with my hands and enjoying her physique. Right?
Man. Hey, sounds beta as fuck.
What? I just love that. I just love fucking having a beautiful woman with a beautiful body and being able to just follow the curves with my hands and then go around it and then grab it and look,
God, it's like the more you talk, you're like, you're putting me there.
Yeah, I'm just ooh. I just love that, man. And for anybody to say that that's weak or that's, I don't know. I don't know what life you live in.
I'm just not as touchy-feely as you are.
I've
never been with a guy that's just so touchy-feely. I don't gotta.
Women make rules for betas.
And they break rules for alphas.
So all that touchy-feely bullshit.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, man. Yeah, that's woman fuckery 101. That's what they will tell you. But I don't know, man. It's weird, Anthony, and this is what I'm trying to kind of fucking get at. It's weird to me how women will take shit that is just us being a man and turn it around on us. You know what I mean? Like we tried to give them a word that made shit better for them, right? Like, we tried to give them a word. Like, no, babe, it's not just that I'm an alpha fucking male sitting here feeling on your titties and just fucking wanting to. And we've talked about this on the program many times before. Without women, this earth becomes a prison block real quick, right? This is like the real fucking value they bring to you, fellas.
Right.
Where you get to just grab their feminine bodies and just... I mean, women have fucking feminine shit you don't even fucking realize until you're sitting there fucking holding them. You're just like, God damn, this bitch is shampoo.
Right.
And her perfume.
Right.
God
The
damn,
lotion.
I love the way bitches' makeup smells and shit. Just those feminine smells.
Right.
That's not something I can get from anywhere else.
You can't
So,
visit
of
me and
course,
get that shit.
Yeah. And I don't want to be close to a man like that either. So it's just like, rawr! You know, you're just like, whoa, shit. And it's just, you just grab them. And so, if we're going to use the word cuddling here, call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. I like calling it filling up bitches.
Well,
But
ain't you trying to fuck, really? After you get all that
honestly, I do this shit after I fuck. Because I just love having that feminine fucking creature in my hands.
I'm trying to fuck again.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just being really honest about it. Just after I fuck, I just want this feminine, pretty, beautiful thing in my arms. Now, if I'm slumming and I was fucking a 5 or a 6,
ain't no cuddling,
then
bitch.
absolutely no. But no, it's just very much like men. We don't get that feminine thing, and so we become fucking animals when we get it. And guys, that's what's really happening. You're not being beta because you like doing this, is what we're trying to say. That's what we're trying to say. And the gentleman I was coaching this week, he was dating a girl that was like, I don't know, it's just so weird. It's just so weird. I've never dated a guy as touchy-feely as you. You're just so affectionate, and I'm not really like that. Dude, when I hear a woman being like, I'm not touchy-feely, that would be like if I announced to a bitch, hey, I know this is our first date and everything, I'm homeless. That's what the fuck I hear. So you're telling me that a feminine bitch is less touchy-feely than a masculine dude like myself? Is that what you're saying? Mm-mm. What the fuck do I need you around here for then? If you can't... I'm already a dude, and I live with myself. Or I might have a dude roommate. Why the fuck would I need you around if you're not a feminine, touchy-feely fucking thing? Why do women not realize this, Anthony?
I don't know, man.
What the fuck's going on? Like,
if I've read that in a dating profile, it's an immediate no.
Just want to let you know up front, I'm a strong woman and I'm not touchy-feely.
Yeah.
Bitch, the only reason I want you here is for you to be touching me.
Is to touch.
God damn it.
Is to touch and feel
to be
you, bitch.
touched.
I can't, because that's who I am to my core anyway. So I like to touch and feel. If I can't touch and feel because you are off put by it, bitch, bye.
Yeah, man. It's like, come on, fellas. Come on. These women, though, are going to turn it around on you and make you feel like, oh, really? You want to cuddle? All right. I don't usually date a lot of guys like this. Uh-oh. Let's unpack that, Anthony. We still have time in this segment. Let's unpack the girl saying, I don't date a lot of guys who are touchy-feely. Let's unpack that. Because it's kind of like, yeah, bitch, I used to be that guy too. I used to be the guy because I watched movies and I wanted to be the respectful guy. on that. You and I have had no fewer than 50 conversations about how we used to think it was cool to be respectful.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
bitch, let me grab your titties.
Actually,
God damn it.
It's
bitch, break them titties out. I want to feel all over them with my hands.
The same woman who says to you that she doesn't want to be grabbed on like that responds to the guy who grabs her like that.
100. It's just similar to that same thing of like just getting grabbed and feeling the fucking power and the passion. She's going to be like, I mean, this is in movies as we observe culture. This is just like the Antonio Banderas character. You know, like that Latin lover. Like, he is so passionate. He wants to grab you. Señorita.
I'm immediately remembering two shows that I've showed you. One was Easy. The show on Netflix, Easy, with the married couple.
Yeah.
That what were they? They were Latin, but I don't know.
I don't know what kind of Latin.
Maybe Spain. It seemed like they was from Spain or.
I was getting more of a South American vibe.
South American,
yeah,
okay,
or Central America vibe.
Okay, but how beta her husband was, and how she kept him in his place in the beta state.
Right.
Because this is what women do. They see you as beta, and that is your lane. And when you get outside of that lane, they're like, no, this is not your lane. Because he tried to do that at the end of that episode, if you remember, after she cheated on him, right?
Yeah.
He tried to do that, and she was like, no. We can't have sex in the window for the neighbors. We go to the bedroom for you. Right? And the same thing with Ozark in that, where she was uncomfortable with her husband slapping on the ass what another dude was doing to her because that wasn't him.
Well, set that up for our listeners that don't watch Ozark, Anthony.
Ozark is a show on Netflix.
That great, you all should watch.
Great red pill fucking show. I promise. But the guy was getting cheated on by his wife. He had a private detective follow her. He ended up getting video of her having sex with the guy she was cheating with. And he was watching this video. She was slapping his ass. Later on in the show, the producer did a good job of this, kind of recreating that scene. Because he's seen this in his head over and over again and watched it over and over again. So he was like, oh, this is similar to how you was doing him. Well, let me do what he did to you. And she didn't like it. It wasn't coming from who she thought was alpha in her head. It was coming from a beta guy. And he's like, what are you doing pretending to be something else that you're not?
Yeah.
Right? And she couldn't enjoy it. Because that's the mindset that she put him in.
Yeah. And it was also brand new. She wasn't used to him slapping her ass.
Yeah.
You know, if I went and slapped my wife's ass, she'd be like,
nothing.
Yeah, she'd be like, what were you waiting for?
Right.
Jesus Christ. We've been doing this for like 7 minutes. What the fuck? You want to get engaged, Wesley?
Right.
God damn it.
Get in the game.
You falling asleep back there? Jesus Christ. But I mean, guys, but all of it is not going to be ramming her with your dick.
Right.
And slapping her ass and shit.
Or
some of it is going to be, dare we say, soft and sultry.
Yeah.
There's a balance. There is nothing beta about that. When balance, you are just, guys, we've talked about this on the program many times before. When you are just enjoying a woman's just femininity. By the way, guys, this is what they bring to the table. This is what they bring to planet Earth. They don't bring a lot of other shit, but they do bring this thing that men cannot bring, and it's this soft, pretty, feminine, soft, girly shit. You know, like, I'm sorry. It's just no. I know. I just as I start describing it, I start to like fucking get passionate about it. I'm like, oh god damn. It's just I just imagine my wife today, just to be cool, because we're all officing from home. Today she officed from home because she's off work. She officed from home in a French maid outfit all day today. And it was just this, wow, you know, just seeing a woman just walking around the house, just doing shit, like cooking or cleaning or whatever in a French maid outfit.
That distracted you, I bet.
It's a little distracting. I'm not going to lie. It's a little distracting, but I'm okay with being distracted. But it was just one of those things where, like, you can't duplicate that with the opposite sex. This is why, though I think it would make my life way easier to be gay. By the way, our gay males that listen to the show, please write in redpillphonetap@gmail.com. Or, I'm sorry, is it the red pill?
Man, I don't know what you did.
I'm sorry. It is the redpillphonetap@gmail.com. The redpillphonetap@gmail.com. So any of our gay males that are listening to the show, I always thought it would be easier if I was a gay male, because we would just always talk about the same shit. We'd play video games together. We would do whatever. But I can't resist this feminine creature that is women. I just can't. You know, I just can't. And guys, what we're here to say in this segment, fellas, when it comes to cuddling, if a bitch ever tells you, I'm not touchy-feely, I'm not this. Wait, what is Anthony doing back here? Is Anthony on his phone?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the right.
Anthony's over here playing Candy Crush while we get...
I'm trying to make sure the email is right.
Oh, my bad. And by the way, knock out that Candy Crush. I know you're on level 76, I believe. But
shut the fuck up.
No, that's the thing, man. I cannot resist that feminine creature, especially when they're smiling and they're being submissive. And guys, while we're on this topic, this is where women get shit wrong too. Women come at us like the first date and they like, yeah, I have my doctorate's degree. Bitch, I give zero fucks if you have your doctorate's degree. Can we lay in bed and I can feel on you where you arc your body into me and shit and just move and your skin's soft and you smell good and oof. I give zero fucks where you got your... I give zero fucks that you got your bachelor's degree at Cal Berkeley. Fuck out of here. Did we get an email on that?
Hell no, I couldn't get it in my... because the signal is just weak.
All right, we'll get it before the end of the show. But we would love to hear from our gay males, because I'm positive it's not that easy. I'm sure gay males have the same fucking stresses that heterosexual males do.
We talked about this before, though. Is not necessarily just... You're not putting masculine on masculine energy. If somebody has more masculine energy than the other, and somebody's bringing more feminine energy. So, not necessarily, physical traits, but it's a mentality, because being feminine is a mentality, just like being masculine is a mentality.
Well, it's a mentality that a lot of women don't have. Yeah. It's a mentality where women, and let's be honest, women are kind of shamed for being extremely feminine,
From who?
For other women,
Well, feminist.
Well, I mean, women kind of have who they are. You know, Anthony, they kind of have who they are in private, and they kind of have who they are in public, right? You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to what, though?
How they act around people. You don't. You don't agree? Women want to be viewed a certain way.
I say, and we've discussed this at length, but what women reveal on a one-on-one basis versus what they reveal in a group, quote-unquote, public basis is totally different. So they will conform publicly. Shit. But they will... I think they actually conform both ways. They conform individual basis, and they conform on a public basis, depending on who the audience is.
Yeah, I just feel like women are just so concerned about how they're viewed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's just like you've talked about many times on this program that women you talk to one-on-one, you can talk about red pill shit with.
Yeah, but
in a group, no chance.
Yeah, I can't think of a woman who will be okay talking red pill shit amongst other women without going to women's fuckery on a basis where it's like, okay, I got to say what will be approved by the rest of these women that are listening versus how I actually feel. If I take time to think about what's being said, not necessarily what I really believe in. There's some things or some cases when we talked about this. I've been on dates with different women where it's like when they talk to you with a guy, because I think women do this with other women. Even if a woman is like more, let's say she's going towards a more like feminist state, but that woman isn't feminist, she'll just agree with her because women naturally don't like to
conflict.
Disagree. Yeah, they will be more on a
let's not disagree scale.
Well, because they're so team female mentally that is what we call the beehive. They want them to believe that they are on the same mental realm, even if they disagree with them. I never seen women really step out and say to another woman that she's completely wrong in her and how she thinks. It's more...
No, it's kind of right. I mean, it's sort of like... I mean, if we really think about it, because that's how women talk. Men will sit there, which is why it's weird to hear women talk politics, because they never fucking talk like that. When you see Elizabeth Warren up there disagreeing with motherfuckers, she still has to pull out like the women fuckery of like, yeah, it's because you're against women. Or she'll be like, the women up here are the only ones that have won shit. And it's like, again, these are the two real feminists on this show right now. These are the two men that are really treating women like they're equal. Because if a man went up on stage and was like, these women shouldn't be here, the men on this stage are the only ones who have actually won all the elections. How ridiculous. By the way, that does sound ridiculous.
It does.
It fucking sounds ridiculous. Because politicians win and they lose, just like football teams and MMA fighters and like whom the fuck ever. It's a fucking stupid thing to bring up. And let me tell you what would not happen if men brought that up. This would be the thing that would not happen. Oh, a little round of applause.
No.
Yeah, women are losers. Yeah, you get them, dude. You get them. How come people are, you go, girl. Hey, the women on this stage are the only ones that have won the elections. Oh,
Right.
yeah. You see how it doesn't work both ways? And that's why women can't be fucking presidents. Ladies, until y'all stop hitting from the women's tees in life, no. Sweetheart, you can't have the door open for you. And, and in this case, too, you can't have men feeling guilty for wanting to fill you up because you're even more masculine than they are.
Yeah.
Anthony, let's speak to that for a little bit. I mean, we've already kind of identified. Definitely not beta to cuddle, right?
No.
In this principle. But let's talk about it for a second. Why the fuck do women want to make men feel like that? I know you have good answers on this.
Man, I was thinking about, I guess because this is the longest relationship I had. So.
Oh, man. And by the way, I'm not going to cut you off, but I'm going to tease. Our friend Ryan here in the live chat has a very good comment that we'll hit in a second.
And I won't take long, but the reason they would want to be more masculine than you is because when it comes to control, right? And if you give too much leeway, if you allow her to be this 50-50 partner, she wants to see just how much control she has in this relationship. When instead of you dominating it, when you dominate it, she don't have the room to do that shit.
I'm sorry. That deserved a round of applause from me. We saw that on Ozark, right?
Yeah.
Where in Ozark, guys, and if you haven't watched the show, high recommendation here.
Oh, yeah.
On the Red Pill phone tap to watch it. But I'm here to tell you, on Ozark, they're laundering drug money. Spoiler alert. I think they show you that in the preview. But it's a family. It's a husband, wife, and a little boy, little girl. And they're laundering drug money, and Jesus, I'm sorry about that, guys. All four of them are in on it, okay? So all four of them are fucking in on it. And you can't have a 50-50 marriage. No. And this is fucking living proof, isn't it? Somebody's got to be in charge.
Yep.
Guys, if you have a Fortune 500 company, you got to have one CEO. And Ozark will show you why that's true. Because if you have two CEOs, what the fuck happens when they disagree? I'll tell you what happens. Just go to your keyboard, hit shift, and hit hit shift and hit question mark. That's what it is. When two leaders disagree, it's like, what do we do? Who's more in charge that day? And guess who suffers? The entire company.
Yeah.
Right? And in this show, Ozark, the family suffers because there's not one clear leader. Right, Anthony?
Right. And when we talk about being the captain of your ship and the XO don't believe in the captain because the captain is giving too much, they're giving the XO too much say-so, XO feels like they don't need a captain.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, why are we leading to listen to this motherfucker when I'm doing everything?
Yeah. No problem, right?
Yeah, so, and the thing is, you could just be helping them, or you could be like, look, I'm going to let you see what it feels like to be in this position. And and the thing is, because, I'm about to talk about Ozark a little bit, because...
Well, hey, we plan to do that on this show. This is the segment to do it, man.
And her name is Wendy, and the husband's name is Marty in this show. Wendy, as a woman, she doesn't do any of the physical things that she...
Nothing.
But she she thinks of them and then tells a man to do it, and that man acts on it, and everything.
And she
that
feels
she's
like
done,
she did something.
Yes, and she feels like because I thought of it, I did it.
That's like motherfucker, and I can't remember what movie it was. He's like, I didn't get any credit. You know, TiVo, where you can just tape shows and watch them
I
whenever
remember
you want.
some movie was like that. Yeah, somebody said
I
that.
thought of that shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, just because you thought of some shit, it doesn't mean you fucking did it or
Right.
invented it.
Right.
God damn it. That's what this fucking Wendy bitch on this show is like. Again, guys, we don't want to give away too much, but it is the perfect analogy of how you can't have two people in control of the house. You can't have a 50-50 marriage. There has to be a CEO and there has to be a vice president. Now, let me ask you this, and we've talked about this in the podcast before. What the fuck's wrong with being vice president?
Nothing.
You got promoted above a bunch of other bitches. Oh, so you're saying that men need to dominate the house and that women are nothing? They're treated like shit?
Why does it always jump to the opposite extreme?
Well, if you're a Star Wars fan, you would say only Siths communicate in absolutes.
Yeah.
That's what they said in one of those movies. Only dumbasses in life communicate in absolutes. I've got this guy that I'm coaching, Anthony, that drives me crazy, communicating in absolutes. He'll have his ex-girlfriend call him back, or one of the girls that he's dating in his rotation will call him back, and he'll be like, oh, bro, I think I blew it this time. I think that's it. I think it's over. And I'm like, no, dude, it's not really ever over. You understand? It's like, it's just, you just maybe have to add more time to it. You know, for instance, if your girlfriend is not into you and she dumped you, to get that to where she values you and your sexual market value is high with her again, it's something very, very difficult to do, and it takes time.
Yep.
But when you make a slip up with your ex-girlfriend, you reset yourself every fucking time. And we're not going to get into that because that's a whole different conversation. But that's what I keep trying to tell him. Like, dude, this girl that you're dating and you're getting into your rotation, you can make all kind of mistakes with her. But this bitch that dumped you,
nope,
you ain't got a lot of room. And every time you do something, you reset yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, communicating in absolutes, guys, that's playing checkers. The red pill phone tap is about playing chess. You can't communicate in absolutes, guys. Okay? Cuddling, beta. No, that's not. Cuddling can be beta, or it can just be you love filling up bitches, or maybe you have cuddled in the past with the right instinct to filling up bitches, but you've been beta about it, and you need to move it around. I mean, guys, it's all very complex.
Yes,
You know?
I was just about to say, the mentality you have in the way you grab a woman comes into play as well, because if you're softly doing it to the where she can feel the hesitation because you're hesitating because you're not quite sure if you can or you should. Look, dominance is about doing whatever the fuck you want
Thank
to.
you.
It's not about permission asking or waiting to be granted access. Motherfucker, I do what I want because it's mine.
Because I'm in charge here.
I've never seen any dominant player in sports ask permission to do something.
Kevin Durant, do you mind if I dunk on you?
Right.
Is that cool? Hashtag question mark?
It's never happened. You just do what you know you can do. All right? And again, I'm not being insensitive. I'm not saying physically do something to somebody that doesn't, because I have to do this disclaimer. Somebody that doesn't want it. So don't do that shit.
Yeah, God, Jesus Christ.
I hate that I have to do that, but somebody's gonna be listening to this. Like, is he advocating to just do what he wants to a woman without?
Okay, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh my god, this is fucking crazy, right?
I felt it in the atmosphere. I was like, somebody's gonna be
All
listening
right,
to this
careful.
and be like,
yeah.
So
basically, they just said just like rape bitches. That's what I heard.
That's what I
Just
heard.
fucking heard. Just rape people and just don't even fucking care what the fuck they want to do. And I was just it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
You said Ryan said something that you wanted to touch on.
Yes, he did. And Ryan says, oh, Jesus, I'm sorry that we have a slow ass computer. Ryan says, he's talking about the segment earlier in the segment. We were saying individually, women individually are independent, but in a group, they conform to who the stronger personality in the room is.
Facts.
Thank you. That's why I wanted to bring that up. That is facts.
Yeah.
Donovan Sharp talks about this with women in religion. Fellas,
Oh yeah.
Fellas, we never intended to go into this segment, but let's go into a miniature segment here. Fellas, if you become the religion of the woman you're with, you're already headed for divorce. Day one. Fellas, women need to be taught how to think. Okay? They are desperately, and I'm not talking about academically. You might meet your bitch and she's a waitress, or she might be a lobbyist in Washington, D.C., but she doesn't know how to think like societally until she meets I don't want to say the word alpha.
She does,
until
but she have
meets
a generic
dominant man. Okay? So if a woman really truly submits to a man, whatever his religion is what she becomes.
Or even his ideology.
Yeah.
Like in everything. When
Does my wife listen to this podcast? 100%. Or I'm sorry. Has she in the past? That's a different story for a different day. But my wife just walked in and brought me soda and knows what we talked about, listened to many, many episodes of this. But it's my ideology. And that is, and we have a daughter. So if she ever had any kind of issues, now's the fucking time. She doesn't have any issues because my ideology became hers. And guys, if you're Jewish, if you're Baptist, if you're Presbyterian, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. Episcopalian,
a Protestant.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Her religion becomes yours. She cannot lead you into religion. It is, you are destituted to fail. I know we're going to ruffle a lot of feathers with that.
Man, that I'm gonna tell you guys straight up though, and I've had it, even when in a mindset that is not who I am today, where when a woman is trying to convince you of some main ideology for you to change, there's a tickle in your gut that's like something's not right here. But yet you don't want to lose the pussy that bad. So you go along with it and you're like, you know what? I can concede some, right? Like you start to give yourself excuses to why you can concede some, right? And my thing is, if you at your core need to change to be with a woman, you don't need to be with her. I'm being honest. She is leading you now. And she's probably leading you by the fucking nose, into it. So, and how does that feel with someone leading you by the nose? You don't have a lot of control in that. If you pull back, that's just gonna hurt, right? So, I say listen to that gut reaction when a woman is trying to convince you of something and it just don't feel right. It just seems a little off. Listen to that and be like, hey, I'm gonna think about it. And there's nothing wrong with, women like to say that men who don't answer them right away when they try to corner them into a fucking they try to frame you into some course of their mindset, and you don't agree with it, and you kind of don't understand why she's trying to kind of put you in this corner. Take your time, man. Don't be afraid to take your time to think about shit. I do that a lot, man. I'm a thinker, so I do take my time to think about shit. And you can't force me to give you an answer just because you want one right now.
A great one-liner. I'm sorry, not one-liner, but a great line you can have on that when women are trying to kind of corner you. A great line is you can be like, "Really, Your Honor? You know what? I'm not up in here in front of a jury or anybody else. I do not have to answer any of this shit. Why don't we just hang out and have fun?" And then just move forward. I wrote a note, though, before we move on to our next segment. And, Anthony, we should really do a segment over this. Possibly next week. But because, again, I want these guys to, when we come out of this coronavirus shit, I want you to be strong and have, like, your badass fucking dating muscles going. More importantly, I want you guys to vet women a whole lot better after this coronavirus thing than you do now. But I want to make a quick note because we need to do a segment over this. That little tickle in your gut when women say shit to you and it doesn't feel right. I liken this to the Black Phillip show when Patrice O'Neal was talking about his girlfriend saying, "Well, come on, Patrice, you need to take your medicine." And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Anthony was talking about this was like diabetes medication. Life and death critical medication.
He needs it to live.
He has to have it to live.
Yeah.
And he was like, "But goddamn, that bitch telling me I needed to take my medication. I felt something not right."
Right.
Like, and it was kind of like when I talk about my godchildren telling me not to curse. You know, it's like, it's the one time they can call adults out. Hey, Uncle Wesley, not supposed to say that. Ha ha, I'm in charge now. And that was the same thing with Patrice O'Neal's girlfriend. It was like, take your medicine. I'm in charge right now. You need to take your medicine. Guys, when you get that little funny feeling in your gut where you're like, that didn't feel right. Guys, let me tell you what is happening. Almost always, I would say 95% of the time, you are being lazy with how you're handling your relationship. It's almost like 95. I mean, it may be a better percentage than that. But 95% of the time, you're being lazy. You're
lazy how, Wesley?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. You're avoiding a small conflict to avoid a large conflict later.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You need to be able to look your wife, girlfriend, or main chick, significant other, girl in your rotation, whomever. You need to be able to look them in the eye and be like, "Bitch, I know when to take my fucking medicine. I'm a goddamn adult. Guess what? Before you arrived in my life, somehow I did all this shit." Okay? You're not showing up and being in charge. And guys, it sounds silly. I know that it sounds silly. But what does that look like? What does that look like 7 years from now? Where they're guys, women don't step into your life and just take over and become crazy bitches day one. You dump them, right? They take over your life like a fucking war general. They take over like one territory at a time.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, not only are you not in charge of your life, you're not in charge of your family's life, and now your family's looking at you like a sitcom dad, like, why the fuck do we even need this dude?
Right.
Why do we... This guy's a fucking bumbling idiot. He doesn't even know when to take his fucking medicine.
Wow.
He can't even take his own medicine like a fucking adult. How could dad tell me when to take my medicine? And then next thing you know, I mean, yeah, you're getting divorced. You got to pay alimony,
child
support. And guys, I'm telling you, if you can just have your little conflicts where you can just look someone in the eye and be like, bitch, I know when to take my medicine. Mm-hmm. Go away!
The same thing with the rice and french fries.
Well, Patrice O'Neill pointed that out. When you order a steak with rice and they bring a steak with french fries, and then you just sit there and you take it, you don't want your chick being like, hey, he actually ordered the rice. Bitch, I can handle my life.
Now that the fries are here, I'm enjoying these motherfuckers. I'm enjoying
fries now. Bitch, I don't need you to talk for me. Needs to be how you live your life.
I sense in the Matrix that resonated with somebody just now, that your woman talking for you.
Well, let me tell you why. Because I do this. I'm the guy on this podcast that is in a marriage. All right? And I will catch myself, Anthony, when I say this, you're going to smile. I will catch myself saying, hey, what is it that I usually have with my steak? What is it that I usually have, honey? And she'll be like, you have rice. Oh, yeah. I have rice. Again, guys, that's why I wrote this down. That little tickle in your gut when something's not right, it's you being lazy. Motherfucker, can you somehow put together what the fuck you like to have with steak? Please? Jesus Christ. Have a little bit of fortitude in your life where, like, I don't know, do you know what you like to put in your mouth and chew to have energy and shit?
Remember, we were talking about this earlier today. About when men have came home and gave women the money to pay bills.
Yeah.
And it's like we treat them like a kid, like, oh, okay, here's some responsibility. Take the money I earned and go pay the bills for me.
Hey, look at that. You did good.
And this bitch is like, look what I did. I pay the bills around this motherfucker.
I pay the bills. Bitch, you pay the bills with my money. And they're like, oh, yeah. This was back in the 60s, the mid-late 60s. You're like, but that's like, you have to teach a woman how to think. You have to be like, oh, yeah, that wasn't my money. That was yours. But I did something. I know, honey. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pat on the head type shit.
Let's get to the topic everybody wanted, that was really anticipating tonight, because you and I know were really anticipating this. Let's talk about how the coronavirus has really leveled the playing field. You and I, where is my phone? Because I put a note in my phone.
Where's my snare?
Honey, where's my phone?
Your phone is recording us right now, bro.
Oh, that's right. Well, hold on. I'm on an Apple computer, so I can access my notes. But I remember you and I were talking on the phone this week, and we were like, wow, this is like high school. Remember before the internet, bitches just didn't have some guy named Haman from DePaul in their fucking DMs on Facebook, making them feel all fucking good about themselves.
All that validation.
They got all fucking day long. So when you took them out on a date and you didn't take them to a 5-star restaurant because it was, I don't know, the first fucking date, she's in her DMs going, God damn it. Haman said he would have taken me on a helicopter ride.
Right.
On our first date. Who's this?
She's like,
who's this piece of shit that only spent $165 on me tonight? Fuck this guy.
I can't Instagram this shit.
God damn it. I can't even Instagram the food that was brought out. It was just, we ate at a food truck because we were out at a bar. God damn it.
Man, that's a good night. What the fuck you talking about?
Dude, we were talking about it on the phone this week. Coronavirus took us back to the old days of high school where bitches only knew dudes
in
the high school.
In their general vicinity.
In your general vicinity. I mean, even if you were entertaining a dude in your DMs during the coronavirus, you can't see him.
Yeah.
You can't hang out with him.
I mean, what that motherfucker got, man.
You can only hang out with people that you've met and you know before.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. I mean, Anthony, what's going to happen with this? Is R&B music going to come back? Is Boys to Men going to have like another album come out?
I'll make love to you.
I'm down on bended knee.
Oh my gosh. Only
Come on, Jodeci.
Look, we gonna
come out with another album, baby.
Go to the end of the road because that's only how far I'm gonna go because it's coronavirus.
We belong together, and the coronavirus made it right. Man,
Look.
I'm telling you. I mean, I'm only dating.
Short.
I thought at first I was dating. I'm sorry, not dating. I was coaching 3 guys, and one of the guys has just fallen off because he just can't commit. But the 2 gentlemen I'm talking to, do you think they're dating people right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. they're figuring it out, man. I mean, but it's hard. And these guys are going to be powerful daters coming out of the coronavirus cuz this is hard, man.
And look, I'm by choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating by choice.
And you better know these motherfuckers.
Right.
You can't be dating some strangers right now.
I'm not just meeting no newbie, you know what I'm saying, and trying to figure out who she is and where she been and all that shit. I'm big on vetting, so I dig deep on the first intro anyway, so I'm not playing games with them, you know. I figure them out pretty quick, and then they in or they out, you know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about how
Anthony's
far
just
I'm going.
Look, are you in or are you out? It's not show friends, it's show business, goddammit.
Right.
What are we doing? Netflix and chill? What's happening? Let's go. Boy, this is like old times, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this fuckery that you used to do, didn't it?
But I think this helps men be men, though. When a man knows that a woman options are...
Me too. That's such a good take.
Are a lot less, they can be a lot more domineering and confident moving forward and with progression.
And be confident in their masculinity.
Right.
This is what men have been robbed of in the year 2020.
Yeah.
Is being masculine and being confident. You know, being masculine in the year 2020 is constantly means you're being made fun of. I mean, is there a time where when you're being masculine, okay, you're either open to being made fun of or you're open to this fucking magic trick. Oh, really? Really? Is just like feel like a big man? Guys, I bet you're one of those guys has one of those big jacked up trucks too. Like, hello, you're fucking compensating for something? Guys, sounds like a lot of little dick energy. Is that what you need? Is that what you fucking need? You need to fucking dominate somebody? Is that what you fucking need to do? Is that what you fucking need to do? You know,
is it
that?
See, I'm so.
This is why I don't date white girls.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm so
Only white
turned
women
off.
say that shit.
I'm so turned off by that kind of
My
conversation.
dick went inside my body as I fucking did that.
Wesley got an inverted dick now, guys. Like,
Jesus fucking Christ. Only white women do that because white women. I'm
shit.
sorry. Let me rephrase. Only Western white women do that shit. Unless they're ghetto as fuck. Ghetto white women don't give a fuck. They're ride or die bitches. Whether they listen to country music or rap. You know, listen, white women in the trailer park, they could listen to both.
Or the Tiger King greatest hits.
The Tiger King's greatest hits. Exactly. But, I mean, that's what Western white women sound like. And if they don't sound like that, they're probably asking someone to talk to a manager. Right?
Somebody.
Yeah. And that's why when I was dating, no white women allowed on this ride. Because at the end of the day, and we're getting on a different topic right now, but real quick, guys, white women, for our guys that are out there dating, Western white women, and we're not talking about foreign white women. If a girl's from France, if she's from Norway, if she's from, well, hold on. If she's from Sweden, once we get into those Eastern European countries, you have to be even more careful. But yeah, Western white women, they watch Frozen, Disney's Frozen, and they're one of the princesses. And when you're a princess, who is everybody else to you, Anthony?
Ugh.
Servants, right?
Or peasants.
Peasants and servants, right? This is what you're dealing with. But during coronavirus, hold on, things are changing.
You can't just travel out.
Bitches that were strong, independent white women before coronavirus, they're like, shit, I wish I had a boyfriend now. You know? They're all out there like, they're going out there by themselves. No man to protect them. People are fighting over toilet paper. You know? Cardi B's out there, coronavirus! I mean, dude, it's hard out there for women right now, right?
Like a pimp, huh?
It's hard out there for women, right? Because I mean, honestly, Anthony, the woman's strategy for dating is just walk outside and go,
I'm available.
Any men?
Yeah, she's just like, I'm available.
I'm
open for business.
There's, and you know, women get really, really mad at us for saying this, but I want to ask you some real questions.
For saying what?
Okay, men that are listening to this podcast right now are like, they're sitting there and they've got their pen and paper like, oh, Wesley said that shit. That's some good shit. I could tell her, bitch, I'm not on the stand right now. I don't have to answer these questions, Your Honor. Cool, that was some good shit. And there's guys tuning in, listening to this shit, trying to figure out some strategies. Women don't do any of this shit. Women, when they're like, hey, what makes you good at dating? I got my master's degree at Cal Berkeley, and I was... Bitch, did you get a master's degree in dating? That has nothing to do with dating. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I bring a lot to the table. I know that I'm beautiful, and they're 300 pounds. I know that I'm beautiful because Oprah told me, and a man needs to work to get me. Bitch, what do you bring to the table? I'm confident about myself, and I can bring him love. And you're over there shaking your head because this is what you hear in the dating world, right? Bitch, what tangible shit? I can build you a storage building behind your house. I can change out the brake pads on your car. I can change the oil on your shit. I have a career. What do you bring to the fucking table? They don't really have an answer. Again, this is where women, their sexual market value is going down.
That you don't bring to the table yourself.
Well, if you ask now my wife would never tell you this because, again, women are not deliberate when it comes to dating. My wife can cook. She can clean. She is very deliberate in her career, so it's very consistent money coming in and shit. But she never sat around going, this is what I'm going to do to get a guy. You know what I'm saying? She just kind of sat around like all women do. And
know why?
Where's the
man? You know why? Because that is just who she is. It's not a fucking thing that she's like, well, this is amazing about me. It's not amazing when it's just something that's what you do. Now, what you take into account is that, damn, she consistent. She do this and do that. It's not that she just cook.
She is as a person.
Yeah, it's not that she just cook. It's not that she just clean. It's that she always cook. She always clean. This is who she is. This is not I'm a go get a recipe off of YouTube, cook him a dinner, and pretend that this is who I am. And then when he get married, I ain't gotta do that. You think I'm a slave over a stove? I have a job. So it's like they know what to do to get you in, but when they do get you, they be like, well, I don't gotta do that shit no more because I got you.
That's a weird thing how my grandmother, when I was 11 and 12 years old, I could tell she was very, because she only had one son, which is my father. And you could tell she was very troubled by my father's choice in his second wife. So she would kind of take it out on my father by hopefully telling me what to look for in a woman, right? And before any criticism comes to my grandmother whatsoever, this is a bitch who worked part-time at Equifax from home. One of the first working from home motherfuckers. And would do it tirelessly. You know. My grandmother was one of those types. She was just fucking dependable as fuck. Okay? They had a 1 acre, Anthony, 1 acre garden outside that they worked in.
Nice.
She made her children's clothes for the whole school year. It was like an event when they went to Hancock's to go pick out patterns for their dresses for the school year. I remember this as a child. So she made their clothes. No one on this podcast is suggesting you have to make your fucking kids' clothes. Calm down. But this is a woman who did the most, had worked in a garden, had a fucking badass place. But women now in 2020 would be like, oh yeah, she's just a housewife. They would dog on her somehow. And the real reason is because they're fucking lazy and they don't want to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
My fucking grandmother could take care of a garden, make her kids clothes, work a part-time job, do all this fucking shit, and bitches nowadays can't even fucking just keep some fucking dishes clean. Can't keep a fucking kitchen clean, dude. It's fucking insanity. And they bring almost zero value to the table after they're married. And my grandmother was like super, super aware of this. And she told me, I'm like 11 years old at the time. She goes, listen to me. And she sat me down at the table. And I remember, I'll never forget this, because she would always buy me glazed donuts from Kroger, because they had a bakery there in Memphis. And she was like, hey, I want to talk to you about something this morning. You know, eventually one day you're going to want to have your own family. And when you have a wife and you have to meet girls first. If you ever meet a girl that's not clean, they're broken. That's intense. They're broken. She goes, women are naturally very, very clean creatures. If you meet one that's not,
run.
Yeah, well, she was basically saying, like, run. She's like, if you meet one that's not, that won't be a good girl for you, Wesley. And it's like I'm 42 years old, and I'm sorry, just going back to our first segment for a second. Girls that don't want to be touchy-feely. Girls that don't want to fucking clean because they're just not naturally clean. How in the motherfuck, guys, and I'm looking here at the camera, how in the fuck have we not bred these dumb bitches out of the fucking
dating pool?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Because they
got some other qualities. We're not. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I guarantee you, Condoleezza Rice probably has a clean fucking place. Is Condoleezza Rice pretty good at what the fuck she does? Okay. Yeah. I bet she is. I bet you Danica Patrick isn't just like throwing her fucking socks in the living room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet you, who's that fucking crazy Harry Potter teacher-looking bitch? She was basically accusing everybody of being sexist in the primary.
Oh, Elizabeth Warren?
Elizabeth Warren. I bet you Elizabeth Warren doesn't have just like a lot of random icons on her fucking desktop computer. I bet her shit's super, super fucking organized. You know what I'm saying? All these top tier bitches, because I know, oh, you just think, Wesley, you just think women have to be hot and that's it? No, that's not what I said. That's what you said. You know what I said, though? These high level women, I bet they're clean. I bet they're like my grandmother said. I bet they're pretty neat and tidy, because that's just what fucking badass women are like. You know? I don't know. Am I off on this, Anthony?
No, man. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, man, yeah.
Could you imagine Elizabeth Warren's house looking disarray?
Nah.
Well, you don't understand, Wesley. Elizabeth Warren probably has people to help her. Yeah, I'm talking about pre-Elizabeth Warren had people to help her. Does she just walk around all scatterbrained with a pencil in her hair? Not really knowing what time she had to be at work. She's late everywhere she went. She didn't get to that level acting like that, dude.
Being lazy, basically.
Yeah. She didn't fucking make it to that level. Yes, I'm sure she has a lot of people helping her out now, but she had to get to that level. You know? Danica Patrick? Do you think, like, the inside of her race car just had, like, big gulp cups just floating around in it? And shit, you know, like she was in a fucking male-dominated sport. She had to fucking cross all of her T's, dot all of her I's. Do you think she was just like what my grandmother was saying, just some fucking
I was
bitch
that
never
you,
cleaned her shit? Like,
both of us been in the kitchen. You can tell when someone's in the kitchen that's not used to being in a commercial kitchen, and they're just leaving shit. And they're leaving a trail of shit.
They look like retards.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Or, here's the big one. And I know you'll smile as soon as I say this. When they just, like, pour something into another container and they don't scrape all the shit out of it. That's the big one. Like, motherfucker,
okay.
You better use all that shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you better take
doing?
something and scrape everything out of it.
Right.
But that's the kind of women I'm talking about. What? What? I just put all the fucking ranch dressing in there. What the fuck? Ugh.
Get all of it. That's another 3 servants.
Motherfucker. Exactly. That's another 3 fucking ramekins you left behind. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. We digress. Anthony, I don't know. What's your take on this? Women's sexual market value going down.
I'm not saying it's going down.
I am.
Okay.
From coronavirus?
I'll say that their options have weakened. So, I mean, and for me, from my personal standpoint, women, I'll say this, put it in this, and I'll put it in this light because it's more a reflection on who I am. I think women's sexual market value has declined because of who I'm changing to be. Like I'm becoming.
Your standards are higher.
Yes, so I don't have any bitch don't have access to me. So their value is decreasing from that standpoint. I think,
Anthony, we always like to go organically to sidebars if we think it's going to benefit our audience.
Okay, what you got?
We have never talked about this on this podcast before, but every time you talk about it, I think it's so important for our listeners to hear. You talk about giving women access to you in the dating world. We talked about it a little bit. We had a segment on not breaking up with chicks. Just kind of throttle how much attention you're giving them. But I love... Corey Wayne has this thing that he always says. Corey Wayne says, you know what? When a woman acts up, you will give them the gift of your absence. And what's great about that is you'll allow women in your life to realize that's not acceptable to me, and if you would like to change, that's available to you.
Yeah.
But until then, you don't have. You're going to get the gift of my absence. But Anthony, I like your term better. You say, how much access does a woman that I'm dating have to me. And I think it's genius. Just go into it a little bit. What kind of access does a woman that's been dating you twice get? What does that look like?
You mean,
so you've got a bunch of different tiers in your own mind. And again, I'm the relationship guy on this show. Anthony's still the guy that's out there in the world dating. Okay, so I want to defer to Anthony when it comes to these types of things. So, Anthony, you have a real complex system about the amount of access that women get to you when you're dating.
Yeah.
Give me some examples of this, because I want our listeners to hear this, because I think it's super, super important. If you're a girl that's dated Anthony twice and it's gone well, and you're setting up a third date, what kind of access does she have to you? Give us like a real detailed access.
Third time around, I'm and again at this point I'm in a mode of pursuit too, because she's earned time. Access to me equals time,
right?
For me,
right.
So I see my time as a high value commodity, so I don't freely give it away. And if you have earned that time with me, then it comes with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times it'll come with something. Because I've been, what they call you, like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like, I've been around the block with a lot of different, as far as like cultures and insights and careers. So I can provide a lot of introspective to life, right? And typically I'm dating someone younger than me, so they probably haven't gone through certain things in life that I add value to. So a lot of times the conversation, that's why conversation is important to me, on what and who she is as far as what she's doing in life. But access to me is getting more conversation from me, because in those other conversations, I'm hearing more from her than she is from me. Because I'm vetting her, so I'm asking a ton of questions, but it doesn't sound like an interview. It's more,
inner dialogue.
Yeah. So I'm processing her information in my first and second, meetups and first dates. But
let me give some specifics then.
Okay.
So let's keep this same girl in mind.
Okay.
So you guys went out on Friday, and she calls on Monday, and you're at work and you missed the call.
Okay.
What happens?
When I get home, I'll call her back.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you'll assume, okay, she's putting herself in orbit. Let's set up something for this upcoming weekend. Move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
If
I did put words in your mouth.
If I just because she wants to put herself in my orbit doesn't always guarantee a date. If I still feel like I need more vetting, like if she's being kind of mysterious or kind of aloof, like sometimes we'll get in I've been in situations where she's kind of mimicking me, where, when women like a guy, they tend to mimic the guy and follow. Like if I'm playing around and kind of being a little too mysterious to where she's like, well, this guy's just answering my question, so I'm not going to answer his questions.
Oh, I see.
And so she's trying to like mimic me. So sometimes I got to fight through that shit and kind of be like, hey, no, on a serious note. And I'll bring out a scenario that I can think of and play it out and see where she goes with that. But let's not make it too complicated, right? Let's just go with, I like her, she likes me. She wants more access, meaning time. She wants more time with me. how do I go about doing it? I follow Corey Wayne shit, and I get on the phone, I call her, I set a date, a definite date, which means a time, a place, a specific time, a specific place, and there's something else, right?
No, it's the 3 H's: hang out, have fun, hook up.
No, I'm talking about setting a definite date. Setting a definite date has a specific time, a specific date, and something like that.
Oh, my bad. I've forgotten that one. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been out of the game for a minute.
But yeah, you're basically making a solid date. You're not giving her access to her deciding what you're gonna do. This is what I wanted to touch. We talked about this before.
What about when she texts you though? Like, because I'm enamored with. I wish you would have had this. I wish you would have had this wording when you and I were talking. By the way, Bruno says day, time, and place is the 3 things. Day, time, place.
Okay.
Bruno, thanks for the assist, brother. But that's what a 2-guard does, right?
Right. Assist. Appreciate you.
Nice assist, baby. But this is what I'm talking about. I wish you would have had this verbiage when I was dating. This is something new that you've come up with. Like, it's kind of like you are the cable package, right? It's like, do you want the basic Anthony package? Do you want the upgraded Anthony package that has one of the 5 premium channels?
Right.
You know,
right.
And you also get ESPN2.
Right.
You know, or do you want like all the channels? Like, bitch, you've been sucking a whole lot of dick. You have been a champ. You've given me no drama.
Yeah.
Oh, Wesley, so you're just saying that all women are good for is sucking dick? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying when you do suck dick, it's very fucking nice and you deserve rewards.
Yeah, I reward good behavior. You reward good behavior. And
you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's kind of like they're getting like their Anthony cable package. They're like, what package do I want? You know, do I want and you're just like, uh-oh, you didn't make your payment this month. Bitch, you're downgraded to basic cable for the next 2 days unless you make a payment. Then you no longer are going to have any channels.
Yeah, you can
access.
A woman can lose access to me when if she reschedules a date, right? If I made a definite date and she reschedules, okay, you don't get access to me next week. You don't get to fill in the time you get to see me with a bunch of text messages. You don't get to fill in with phone conversations.
Anthony, would you repeat those last 2 things?
I
think it's very important for our listeners to hear.
You don't get to fill in the time that you missed with me with text messages and phone conversations.
Nope.
The date was for us to experience each other together, not digitally, not virtually. This is the reason why we're dating.
Yeah, but Anthony, it's coronavirus, and my little girl is just really scared, and more woman fuckery. Guarantee you, if Chris Hemsworth were on the other end of that phone, she would say, fuck coronavirus, fuck my 2 daughters, fuck my son. I gotta get out there and hang out with Thor. Somehow, some way. Wait. Planes aren't allowed to get off the ground. I know somebody that knows this other dude that's a helicopter pilot. I'm gonna somehow get out there to Thor. Somehow, some way. Bitches will fucking cross mountains and rivers to get with the dude they want to be with.
Yeah.
Well, so Wesley, you're saying Chris Hemsworth? Yeah, shut up, man. I'm serious. I like Anthony's program of you don't get access to me because it's very fair. That's what I like about it. It's very fair. If you don't perform, you don't get as much access to me. What's wrong with that, right? Yeah, but Wesley, what if a girl wasn't feeling very good that week and she didn't want to come out and see Anthony? I guarantee you, if it was Dwayne Johnson, bitch would have fucking made it out.
Well,
okay?
Here's another thing.
Fucking T. That's the fucking competitive world we live in, bitch.
Yeah.
Other bitches want Anthony,
right.
And you're fucking playing in this game of life. Who's going to get Anthony if you're interested in Anthony? I'm not saying every fucking bitch is interested in Anthony.
Right.
But when you're out there in the dating world, everybody's trying to get what they want. And if you take a night off, some other bitch is going to take your place, or some other guy is going to take your place. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what fucking side it's on.
Yep.
You know, so, and by the way, if a girl gets sick or she cancels or something, if she's had a whole lot of built up trust prior to that,
right,
then yeah, her stock doesn't really take a dip. I just love your analogy, Anthony, of how much access does a woman have to me? And if guys could follow that, boy, would they be able to vet women a lot better.
Like, getting full access allows you to probably get text responses
during the week.
Yeah. So I remember this date. I never went on this date. I actually was excited about the date, and I actually even said that, but because I didn't respond to her text messages during the week, she was like, apparently I wasn't interested. And I even said, hey, I'm going to be working late. I'm not going to be able to respond to text. I can't even have access to my phone because of this specific job that I had. I didn't even have access to my phone. I even relayed that to her, and she was like, she tried to like grandstand me and like, I don't need excuses about why you didn't respond to me. And I'm like, bitch.
Oh, here we go.
I
feel like I'm having a conversation with her and her friends right now.
Right.
You know, Anthony, I think that's important because this segment is all about how women's sexual market value is going down during the coronavirus. I think that's important for guys to hear, because these women that you currently have in your rotation, these are... So I've learned, by the way, rotation is a hot word, like a big buzzword too. I didn't know this till recently. When women hear the word, oh, rotation? Oh, so I'm just one of your bitches that you're rotating in and out, and
yes, bitch.
Yes, bitch. Yes.
Yes.
You have not become my girlfriend yet. You have not become my girlfriend.
Bitches like to grandstand you on the shit they do themselves.
100%. Bitch, am I the only guy that you are fucking? Yes or no? Well, miss, I don't feel like I have to explain to you my whole fucking, how many guys I've ever slept with. And it's like, bitch, you're doing the same shit. I am currently dating a group of women and trying to vet them to see if I could possibly be in a relationship with them. What am I doing wrong? I'm waiting.
Yeah, typically that's what you get. But
what am I doing wrong? Nothing.
And if you didn't tell her, right, and she found out in some other way, she gonna try to hold your feet to the fire. Like, so you're dating me and my cousin's friend, and I think that's fucked up. Like, you're trying to see.
Oh, okay, cool. Why do you think that's fucked up?
Because you're trying to see both of us at the same time. It's fucked up.
Oh, okay. So why is that though?
Well, because like we met.
I know. Yeah. They don't have much to say, do they? So you think that's fucked up. Why is that?
Because it's fucked up. I think you guys you don't care how we feel, and that you think we're just some hoes out here.
I don't think either of you are hoes. I care how both of you feel. I just don't have a girlfriend, and I'm actively looking for someone that could be my girlfriend, and so I'm dating.
Yeah.
Anything else?
But we fucked, Wesley.
Yeah, and I fucked your cousin too. It's what happens when you're dating. No, man, but I'm just saying, like, again, Anthony, you're the nice one on this podcast. I'm not. And it's just like, my frustration with how this whole thing goes down is, I think, a little bit more superior to you. You have more of a, God, what's the word I'm looking for here? You have more of a suave, cool style.
Look, I didn't want to say that, but I was about to say, I just more suave with my words, so that
you have a
it's more palatable,
cool style.
It's a more palatable.
I'm more of the Eminem style of dating, where I'm like, I don't care what your feelings are. I'm a lot more crass. Now, the thing about it is, it's worked well for me. It's worked really well. I'll never forget a girl being like, hey, again, as we talk about sexual market value in coronavirus time, I remember a girl, and this was non-coronavirus. She tried to have the arm-twisting conversation with me, like, hey, where is this going? You know, I've been hanging out with you and fucking you. She thought she was going to shock me by saying, I've been fucking you. Yeah, I said fucking with like 4 F's in front of it. Where is this going, huh? You've been fucking me. And I was like, oh, so where is this going? This has gone as far as it can go. We're just hanging out, and I enjoy hanging out with you. But I don't see us being in a relationship together. Are you fucking serious? Why do you not fucking see us in a relationship? I just don't. For me, I know you very well. I've known you for a long time, and you've known me for a long time. I don't see this being a relationship. I never did. I never meant to mislead you, and I'm not misleading you now. So this will never be a relationship. Anthony, do you think that she ended things with me after that conversation?
No.
Do you think that I had sex with her that night?
Yes.
You would be right on both occasions. That bitch kept seeing me for the longest time until she still thought she was still seeing me. I'm not making this up. She still thought she could see me and that I was available to her until she saw that I was doing a cake reveal party, that I was having a girl with my current wife.
She held on that long, huh?
No. I'm just telling you, women, time slows down over there in women world. It's just like they haven't seen.
They got so many guys to run through, man.
Yeah, man. It's just like 3 months. 3 months go by, and they're like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's got someone pregnant? I mean, and it wasn't 3 months in this case. But bitches won't even think about a guy for 3 months, and they still, in their mind, they're like, I fucked the shit out of that dude last time I was there. He ain't going nowhere. I can just go over here for 3 months and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And by the way, guys, a lot of these women won't go on a date for 3 weeks, but they're DMing and they're texting and all this other shit. This is why I tell you not to text women, guys. You're dating them by texting them. They already sucked up your time.
Yep.
They already got what they wanted out of you. They got your time. So why date you? They already got out of you what they wanted you. They got all the compliments. They got all the validation. Mm-hmm. They got everything. But I'm serious, dude. This same chick that I'm talking about, she still thought, like, it's still on. I just hadn't reached out to her in a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because the
ego is crazy.
I was about to say, somebody else is giving her so much validation that she don't
He'll be back.
she don't feel like she need it from you because her head is already pumped up. So when she think about you, she don't have to think about you giving it to her because she's already getting it. So when she finally gets around back to you, she's like, well, it's like everybody's been telling her she's beautiful and they want her. She should expect the same from you, no matter how long it's been.
Well, since we're on this topic, so Anthony, this is what I'm intrigued by. So are women during the coronavirus, are they just living large right now? They're still getting all the validation?
I still believe they're getting validation from motherfuckers who just think that this is the time that I'm going to win because she knows me. I've been sticking in the friend zone for so long. This is the time that she's finally going to know.
Hold on, but you're playing into my point.
Okay, go ahead.
That friend zone guy is in her immediate area.
Yeah.
This is becoming like it was in high school. That dude messaging you from Dubai. That's a world away, and who knows when we could ever travel to or from Dubai.
Yeah.
But that dude over on the east side of town that I went to high school with that's been in the friend zone, boy, that motherfucker's got a real chance right now, doesn't it? This is becoming like high school again. When you were in the friend zone in high school, back when we went to high school, where there was no internet.
Yeah.
Boy, you had a real fucking shot, didn't you?
Well, because
friend
it was
zone
a smaller
was critical
pool
back then.
It was a smaller pool.
Yes.
And let's be honest, man. Things moved a lot slower then, as far as progressing with alpha men in that day and age was definitely, you could see it walking in the room. Like, it was immediate. I remember.
Wasn't subtle.
No,
sir.
You can see the atmosphere change in the room when an alpha male walked into the cafeteria.
Even adults changed.
Yeah.
Like, teachers would be like, oh, shit. Terrell's here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
God damn it. Hey, hold on, everybody. Let me stop what I'm teaching. Hey, everybody, real quick. Terrell, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Did y'all know it was his birthday last week?
Terrell, how was your birthday? Now, everybody here knows, of course, Terrell is a running back of the varsity team. Terrell...
How many touchdowns you scored last week? 5? Wow.
I think everyone knows he scored 5. Terrell, I know that you're just bringing something from the office because you're the office aide this period, but I think what our class is dying to know is, like, what's up?
What you got going in your life?
Nothing much. Thank you, Miss Bro. Nothing much. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting the football team. Want to thank you guys for coming out. Everybody here in the 11th grade class. Don't forget to support the Kempner Cougars. And don't forget, hey, this upcoming week is get your mums ready. It's homecoming week. Get your girls some mums, y'all. I mean, that's how alpha motherfuckers back in our day. Goddamn, if they were office aide and they brought something in. Well, hold on a second.
Hold up.
Hold on. Terrell's here. Well, hey, Terrell.
Motherfuckers sound like a fan and shit.
Well, everyone here obviously knows Terrell. But yeah, out in the expanded world that we're in now, boy, you high school wannabe, Terrell. But dude, I'm in high school and I'm a football player. I scored 5 touchdowns. I did really good. What a wannabe! There's a guy in Michigan that scored 9. You fucking loser! Is how women think, right? Until coronavirus. Until now. Now it's the immediate alpha in your area, isn't it?
Yeah, the one, almost the forgotten one. Well, not forgotten, but the one that she put on standby.
Right.
Like, hey, I got.
But you were kind of on forever standby because anybody in the world from 3 cities over could have. Dude, when I was a kid in high school, you were confined to the bitch that was in your high school, maybe the next high school over. That was like, there was no internet, dude.
Not for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Geographically, things can be different.
Well, because we went to church on another side of town.
Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Astro World and
Astro World, dude. Can we one day do
a nostalgic
throwback, fucking Astro World throwback? I would love that so much. Oh my god, man.
I wanna talk about.
I'm sorry.
This point.
So, ladies and gentlemen that do not know, Astroworld was the theme park here in Houston, and so many people had so many like coming of age stories of our age
man.
At Astroworld.
That was the first time I fingered a girl.
Was it on that little cable car that was going over? Wow, really? No. Everybody fingered a girl on the first time on that cable car.
I'm sorry, guys, got on it.
If you've been to an amusement park and it has a cable car, it's just like, wow.
We were in some kind of little space. The fuck?
I'm sorry, Anthony. Continue your story.
No.
You were in a space. Go on with that. Go on with that fingering story. Go on.
we were in the where you lay down on your back.
This was a ride, or
no? It's not a ride. This was like in the air conditioning. You get to escape the heat for a little bit.
Oh,
get in there and lay down. They had all this space, like it was like going into deep space. And so you just laid on your back and just watched the stars and the planets and all that shit.
Oh, like a solarium type
yeah,
deal?
It was cool.
Wow.
Meanwhile, she got my hand and put it on her stomach. And shit, for me, I'm thinking she wanted me to do something more than on her stomach, right? So we started making out. One thing led to another, man. You know, the dress and the panties got moved to the side, man. And,
wow.
My finger got sticky. Got a little fishy in that hot sun.
Are you saying that it did not smell great in that hot sun in Houston?
Yeah, no, man. Walking around in fucking Houston humid summer. Nah, wasn't the best smell. But not that it was stank. It was just not what I was wanting my finger to smell like the rest of the day.
Wow.
But,
shout out to PM Dawn, who is the official reminiscing music.
Hell yeah, it is. What episode was that? When we started that, I can't remember. That was funny.
Bruno's like, hey, the music's too loud. My bad, Bruno. My bad, baby.
I wanted to, before my phone dies, hit these points in my phone.
Well, hold on. Let's go ahead and go to the next segment. I think you and I are disagreed about where sexual market value is for women right now during the coronavirus, but agree to disagree on this one. I think time is going to tell, and I think I'm going to be right about this. Women are going to be, in my opinion, women are going to be kind of coming out of the woodwork. For our red pill guys, I'm being serious about this. This is my theory. Anthony disagrees. Women are going to be coming out of the woodwork. Women that know you and are familiar with you. These women are going to be coming out of the woodwork. Congratulations, guys. Just make sure you take care of business whenever the shit comes along. Make sure that you are strong.
Because it's not going to be a game. Because they're going to be wanting something specific. Like, if Wesley's correct, they're going to be wanting something specific. They're not coming out or they're not inviting you over for no chit-chat bullshit. Get in. Get it in. Be confident enough.
And if they are doing that.
Huh?
And if they are doing that, because women will do that kind of shit.
Do what?
Invite you over for chit chat and fuck with your time.
No.
Oh, come on, man. They're not going to get much different than whenever before the coronavirus.
Listen.
We're disagreeing on this. By the way, I like that we're disagreeing on this because I want to see who's right.
No,
women will still fucking waste your time.
I'm saying them. I will vet the situation. Am I fucking? And if I'm not coming. And it's okay to say that. Because I'm using gas. Bitch, I am risking my life in these corona streets.
Oh.
I am not just coming over for no conversation.
I like that
I can have on the phone with you.
I like that. Bitch, I'm coming over here and I'm risking my life. It's time to play ball. We're not here to for you to eat, love, pray, motherfucker. What are we doing? You know what? Never mind. I shouldn't have came over here. And watch how that goes. You know what? Never mind. I shouldn't have came over here. This is stupid. Watch how that goes. Bitch, I went to a Redbox to get us a movie, and it could have had coronavirus on it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm risking my life by leaving my house. And you just want to do some over-the-clothes type shit? Man, get out of here. You know what?
Some goosing?
Is
that what you...
Some goosing? I risked my life for this? Get out of here. You know what, Anthony? The more I talk about it, the more I think you're right. If women are going to risk their life, because the one thing that this show is never going to deny, women are very smart.
Yeah.
Women are very smart. Guys, we've said this on the show before. The women have the internet too. Okay? Women are very smart. If they're going to risk their lives, you know what, Anthony? I think you're right. If they're going to risk their lives, they want to procreate. Now, use a condom when you procreate. That's all we're going to say. Use a condom when you procreate. Now, Anthony, for this third segment, you had a very, very good segment lined up for us.
Yeah, man. I wanted to, I just having some life hacks, man, out here.
Life hacks.
When we're just dealing with this opposite specimen of the human race that we live in, and just I wrote this down because I just sometimes I get in my head, man, and it's just like these thoughts kind of like consume me, and I was like, I gotta write this down because I want to be able to speak on it without losing my train of thought.
Well, congratulations.
But what I want to tell you guys is your time and attention is value and currency to women. You should feel pressured to be funny. You shouldn't feel pressure to be charismatic, entertaining to any woman because she is who you... Wait. Because this is who you are anyways, right? You are charismatic, you are funny, you are entertaining. The pressure for you to be that in any given situation with a woman should not exist. If you feel like you have to be these things for her, that means you're starting to put her above you. And at that time, now she has switched the dynamic of her experiencing you and you're trying to experience her. Because you're looking for her response of you being charismatic, smart, entertaining, funny. I don't want you to get caught up in that. I don't want you to get caught up in trying to validate her presence.
Or impress.
She needs to validate her presence.
Yeah, or impress. We get really caught up in impressing. I mean, we get really, really caught up.
Why? Because
because we've been taught it from the day we were born. We were taught to impress women.
But we
stand on our head, do backflips, whatever the fuck.
Our mindset should be very different, because when we ask a woman out, we're asking them to come into our realm, to let us show them something about us for them to enjoy, not for us to make them be impressed by making them happy, quote unquote. So it's not about them when you're asking them out. It's about them experiencing you.
Yeah.
So don't feel pressure about having to do something specifically. And I also want to say, this is your inner game. What I'm telling you, don't ever repeat the play that you're running to a chick. Don't tell her that she's experiencing you. Like, that's not going to come across well for her. I mean, you can probably say it in a way that is a little more palatable, but when I'm talking to you on the red pill phone tap, I'm talking to you about your inner game as far as how you should think, not what you should repeat and say.
Our friend Bruno, Bruno is he's definitely on the list of our friends of the show. He's an original gangster. He says, would you say this is like a shit test? Because he was saying, that's real talk, Anthony. That's covered very vaguely in Corey Wayne's book. And I would say, sort of a shit test. And I'll go into a brief story here. A gentleman I'm coaching, he had his ex-girlfriend call him this week, and he had run up some tolls on her car because his Easy Pass was not in the right place. So she wanted to just call and ream him out. She was taking some real joy in, like, hey, you're so irresponsible was her diatribe that she was on. You're so irresponsible. There's $60 in fines and tolls, and what are you doing? And and he goes, and she's like, and he goes, look, bitch, I've been paying you back money literally every week since we broke up. I didn't know my Easy Pass wasn't working. There's nothing irresponsible about what the fuck I've done. I don't even have a job, and I've been managing to do side jobs and pay you back every week. I'm pretty good here. And then he said something to me when he was telling me the story. He goes, you know what? I just told her my truth. And when he said that, I lit up. I knew that the coaching had taken hold.
Yeah.
Guys, the hardest thing you're ever going to do with women is live your truth. I'll give you an example. Me and my wife, I want to bring in other bitches to our bedroom, but I don't want to share my wife with anybody. Well, that's not fair, Wesley. If you bring other girls in, you got to bring other guys in too. No, I don't. That's just my truth. And that's what the fuck I want to do. You know what we do? If my chick doesn't want to sleep with the girl, then we don't do it. That's a level of, like, I'm not going to make my wife sleep with a bitch that she's unattracted to. You know? That's a level of control that she has, right? We're not going to fucking gang rape my wife. You know what I'm saying? But I live my truth. But Wesley, it's not fair. It's not fair that you get to sleep with other girls and she doesn't get to sleep with other guys. I give zero fucks. That is my truth. Guess what? If you don't like it, there's the door. I told you this from day one. I'm just living my truth. And Bruno's right. That is a shit test. Just tell them what your truth is. And if they love you, and if you're alpha enough, and important life hack here, guys, if you stay alpha enough, this can be your life. Well, my girlfriend doesn't want to be with other women. Well, do you want to be with other women? Yeah, I do. Did you negotiate that in the beginning? No, I didn't. You weren't living your truth, were you?
Right.
Whenever I heard my student say, he didn't say it deliberately. He goes, no, I just wanted to tell her that because that's my truth. I was like, oh, God damn it. This is a major, major fucking breakthrough. Anthony, and to your point, man, when you live your truth, you know, I was talking about earlier in the podcast, we have an infant. For us to do like sexually cool shit, my wife and I wanted her, because we're working from home, I wanted her to be in a French maid costume today. Because I think that's fucking sexy. I think the French maid costume is so sexy. And we have an infant baby. Eventually, we're not going to be able to do cool shit like that again. Because the baby's going to be like, Mom, why are you dressed all like... blah, blah? But my truth is, this is so sexy to me, you know? And my wife could just do that. And she did it. It's like, that's my truth. Oh, so what do you think it is? So your wife is just like a low French maid? She's just like a lower slave to you? Is that what you think? That's not my truth. I just think the costume's cool. And my wife doing her regular shit in the costume is my truth. And I don't have to explain shit to you. You understand? Living your truth, guys, is going to be so, so difficult. Especially for you guys that are already in a relationship. It's going to be so hard. Because you didn't negotiate this shit up front. That's why I'm happy for our boy Bruno. Because he's not in a relationship yet. He's getting all this knowledge and skill before he gets in the game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anthony, I know you have more life hacks for the listeners.
Yeah, I only got 10% battery too.
Jesus. Well, hold on a second. We have. Go on with your next one, but I'll get us a chord here. Hold on.
We don't talk about the whys too much as much as we do the technique. But when we say don't be around certain women or beta-minded men, we are speaking on the energy they emit. We receive tons of information unconsciously, and the energy we get from those around us affect us no matter how red pill you are. So, man, this for me is so important. Me and Wesley touched on this week as well. We were talking about how you are going to be the 5 people you hang around with the most. Oh, yeah. And even when it comes to the women in your life, like if you're spending time with them, you're hanging out with them. That's why it's easy for me to cut off people that don't match my energy, don't match my thought process. Like Wesley was just saying, he was like, hey, my truth is this. If you're not in line with that, then I can't fucking be with you, or I can't continue with you as far as a relationship or a friendship. So I want you guys to be careful about the people you hang around. A lot of times,
God damn it, Anthony, you just pointed out something that I never thought of. The top 5 people you hang around might be the bitches in your fucking rotation.
Yes.
I have so many male friends that I never thought, like some of our listeners, that might be like a real situation. Like he might have like 2 close male friends and like 6 bitches he's dating.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn it, 3 of the people that he hangs out with are bitches he's dating in his top 5.
Yeah.
That really influences your fucking environment. I never thought about that till you brought it up.
Well,
and by the way, this is a psychological thing that it's very, very common knowledge about the top 5 people you hang out with.
Yeah.
It really, really influences who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I moved to Houston, just the level of people in a major metropolitan area, the level of people that I hung out with was just night and day different from the environment I came from before. So it really raised my sophistication level. But Jesus, it makes me fear for some of these guys that are like, hey, 3 of the 5 people I hang out with are dumb fucking bitches and I'm dating. I hate to sound cruel, but that's where they're getting all of their. Man, I'm sorry, you're kind of blowing my mind right now.
Well, I think it's important.
I'm fucking serious. I'm not being facetious. I promise.
And that's why I thought it was important to speak on, because, especially when you're, and I was talking to someone and we was talking about digesting the red pill and how it kind of shifts your mindset around certain people, where if they don't match your mindset, you kind of find yourself drifting away from them. And not to any fault of you, as far as like I'm gonna be an asshole because this person isn't red pill. It's because they're probably saying things that that disagree. Actually, they're probably saying and talking about things that disagree with how you would react. And then when we talk about being red pill, we always, I said it in a live stream on the weekend last week. Being red pill has nothing to do about women and trying to be with women. This is all about you as the man.
Yeah.
And changing a mindset that's been taught to you from a kid on up to your adulthood. So there's a lot of things you got to change and break off. Change that are deeply rooted. When we were talking to Bob, we were talking about blue pill residue that still exists.
Yeah.
Because it does, man. And it's like
100% it does.
You're like, damn, I thought that was out. I have this totally mindset, and then I find myself doing blue pill shit. It's like, man, there's blue pill residue that's still there.
Yeah, but Anthony, I'll be honest. I just want to be honest to our audience. I find myself doing blue pill shit.
Yeah.
You know, where I'll be like, that wasn't the right thing to do. I shouldn't have done that shit. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, and we have a red pill podcast.
Yeah.
You know, not a fucking once a month podcast. Every week we are trying to observe the world so that we do a fucking 3-hour podcast. So our red pill antenna is high, right? Mm-hmm. And I still do blue pill shit. I'll catch myself. I'll be like, wow, shit. Why'd I do that? Yeah. And it's because, brother, I've only been doing this for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And I have 40 other years
right
of this training that the fucking feminine-centric machine put me through And guys, there's no conspiracy theories here. We don't think there was a deliberate feminine-centric machine. This is just what it's become over time. And I would tell you, it's hard to shake that shit off, Anthony.
What do you
right?
say to guys? Because I've seen some comments to some statements you made in the group, and we have a Facebook group for this show, and I saw some comments talking about this sounds like you're like some angry MGTOW guy or some shit like that.
Yeah.
How did you when that was said? I'm sure you laughed, but you were like, "But this is guys that have a lot of blue pill mindset, bro."
Yeah, and by the way, I want to. I'm glad you asked this because I want to give my official position on this tonight. So for people that don't know what MGTOW is, it's an acronym, and it's Men Going Their Own Way. And what Men Going Their Own Way means is we're no longer playing this game of men and women in marriage. And that's kind of the general... That's where all MGTOW guys can agree. After that, there's a lot of disagreement, right? Yeah. What I understand is most MGTOW men still date.
Yeah.
But they are not willing to get into a relationship, and they're certainly not willing to get into marriage.
Correct.
And the reason being is they are at a severe, severe disadvantage. Legally, they're at a severe disadvantage if they have children. MGTOW guys are going to date and date only if they date at all. You know?
Right. Some mental monks.
Yeah, there's some MGTOW monks. By the way, this show, and I want to give our official opinion on this, and Anthony, feel free to agree with me because this is one of the few relationships that is 50-50. This show really is 50-50.
Yeah.
It's between Anthony and I. My official position on MGTOW is I think it is a important pillar in the red pill community. And though I get made fun of a lot in the MGTOW community, as I have joined a Facebook group recently, and my profile picture is me, my wife, and my little infant daughter. They look at me as being weak and part of the system. You know what? When people insult me, I don't insult them back. I think the MGTOW community is an important pillar in the red pill community. I think the MGTOW movement is incredibly important in getting this world back to normal. And I don't care. And MGTOW guys, I don't care how much you hate me. I like you. That's my official position. Anthony?
Yeah. I started...
I love these guys. And Anthony, I'm sorry I cut you off. Can I tell you why, though, real quick? Dude, we're in this group on Facebook called How to Be a 3% Man, and there's just so much beta blue pill stuff. Not with everybody. There's a lot of good fucking friends we've made, right? There's a lot of good friends we've made. But then I go into this MGTOW group, and I'm like, oh my God. These motherfuckers are gangster as fuck. I've been a part of this fucking community for day 2, and all the shit that I'm seeing is great. I'm like, okay, these guys have some great points. And my whole thing is like, if I could only get my How to Be a 3% Man group in with the MGTOW group, if I could just get them talking and make a baby. If they could just get together and fuck and make a baby, we would have like the perfect man. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no shortage of alpha material over there in the MGTOW group. But a lot of those guys have given up on women in general. Like dating them or anything.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to change my position. I think the MGTOW community is an important pillar in the red pill community. What I mean, do you agree with that, Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page. I feel like the MGTOW community, you always have a friend here on this podcast because we are always going to celebrate you as an important pillar in this red pill movement. Is where we're at.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree, we're never going to disparage MGTOWs over here. Okay? That's where I'm at, Anthony. No? Yes?
Yeah, I've told you about MGTOW before. I kind of had to reintroduce you to MGTOW because it was
yes, this is a lot of your doing, 100%. Yes.
Because it's a lot of people will hear the extreme part of a group or a following or ideology and then they'll go with the worst thing they heard and think that and then generalize the entire group or movement based on
right
one segment of that group, right? And
100%.
Keep your mind open about things that you're not familiar with and do more research.
And also understand how to be a 3% man on the Corey Wayne side. Alpha Male Strategies. Donovan Sharp podcast. MGTOW. Humans are very tribal. All the people, Rollo Tomasi, I want to throw in there too. All the people I mentioned, we're all on the same side, brother.
Yeah.
We're all trying to get to a greater truth. And by the way, no one on this show, as I understand Anthony's point, and I know my point, nobody on this show is ever going to dog on a MGTOW guy. We get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just. This was a big moment. We just made a major. we just made a major political statement. I mean, it took me a while, Anthony, to know where I stood on this. I guess that's why it's a bigger deal for me.
Okay.
Maybe you've known where you stood on this for a long time. But when I got into a MGTOW group, I was like, nothing I see here I disagree with.
Yeah, you surprised me when you told me.
I was very
part
surprised. I was like, well, nothing I see here I disagree with. But I go in there, again, we talked about this a minute ago, but I also know my truth. I'm married, proudly married, in my profile picture. And there's my child there, too. So they're like, you're not MGTOW. And I'm like, no, man, I'm not MGTOW, but I think you guys are important. But that's my truth.
Yeah.
And then when I say that, they're like, oh, well, shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm not one of you. I'm really not. But I think you guys are super, super important, and I'm here to support you. And they're like, well, fuck, man, cool.
Shit, hey, grab a plate. We got barbecue back. You know what I'm saying? What you a Bud Light Miller guy? What you like?
Hey, man, seriously, the premium beers over in that blue cooler. We didn't tell that to unless we know you, we didn't tell you that like the Shiner Blondes are in that blue cooler back there. But no, I mean, again, if I'm not there kissing their ass, and I know my truth, and I'm like, I'm like Allen Iverson dribbling into the fucking paint. I'm like, no, man, I don't believe in your shit. However, I think you guys are a super important pillar in the red pill community. Cool. We agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you guys exist.
No,
right?
man, there's a lot of knowledge on that side.
A lot of knowledge. And a lot of our people from the 3% Man group need to go over there. Again, you got the 3% Man group that has a lot of blue pill residue.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh. And then you've got the guys over here in the MGTOW group that are just a little too meatball.
Yeah.
If these guys could just fucking sit together and talk about shit.
This is why we talk about...
and they could fuck and have a baby. then we could have like the ultimate male. Is what I'm trying to say. You know.
Well, this is why we talk about not being so fucking involved with one mindset from one individual or one
it's
group.
hard for people, Anthony. We're so tribal. It's hard for people, man. People want to be Team Republican or Team Democrat or I'm a Patriots fan. Yeah, but Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers.
Now
no
what?
problem. We'll get Deshaun Watson.
Oh my gosh. I don't even talk about that shit, man. Don't do that. Don't do that to me, man. I was on board.
Trying to have a good time.
Yeah, I was on board with everything.
Well, we're very tribal, and it's because that kept us alive. But now we kind of we need to start to kind of be tribal like Team Earth, if we can. You know,
Yeah.
I know that's that's really, really ambitious. I get it. But let's try, guys. Come on, man. You know,
I wanted to.
let's try, dude. You know,
I wanted to also. It's like even in this quarantine time, the things you listen to and watch or talk to the most will affect you. So be careful and purposeful in this, right? So don't just absorb a bunch of bullshit. Be more purposeful in what you're looking at, listening to, and watching in this quarantine. I honestly believe that this quarantine is going to be longer than April 30th.
nah, man.
I believe that they're going to just extend this month by month because they don't want to make people panic.
Happened.
They don't want people to panic, man, and say it's going to be a 3-month type of quarantine. Because if you're looking at the statistics of it all, we haven't hit our fucking peak yet. Our numbers just continue to climb, so we haven't flattened the so-called curve that they've been talking about.
Well, hold on, Anthony. This whole segment is about hacks. Got any quarantine hacks for anybody?
Quarantine hacks for like in what way?
No, I mean any quarantine hacks whatsoever. Do you have any quarantine hacks?
Oh man, this is the best time to be creative, man. Like,
okay,
the jobs.
One of the things we did to get creative, we bought a brisket and slow roasted that fucker in the oven. By the way, if you haven't been to our Facebook page, Red Pill Phone Tap, we documented mine. We didn't get to document yours. Motherfucker, you should have documented yours on Red Pill Phone Tap. Boy, we are still eating on that brisket. Well, we're coming towards the end of that brisket because it came out so fucking good. Man, little bit of a hack. You can slow cook a lot of shit right now since you ain't at work.
Yeah.
By the way,
try a new recipe, learn something you don't know how to do, and do it.
Let's get into this for just a second, though. So, since we're talking about life hacks on this, for those of you outside of Texas, I don't even know if this is available to you, but if you can buy a brisket, okay, this is a big piece of beef. So if you're up in Maryland, Minneapolis, our boy Bruno's up in Canada. If you're up there, I don't even know if this is available to you. But if you can slow roast a brisket, boy, this is the delicacy of barbecue down here in Texas. And let me tell you, you can do it in your oven.
Yeah.
At what temperature, Anthony?
200 to 250.
200 to 250. Let's just say 250. You can do it at 200 too.
It's going to take a long time.
It's going to take a whole lot of time. But at 250, you can slow cook this thing in this beautiful, if you have a thermometer on it, you want to get it to what temperature, Anthony?
Oh, man.
135?
Well,
130.
Listen. So,
we're just trying to give hacks, folks.
I have to rethink it because I did that. Right?
Oh, well, we're live. Hold on. What happened? Because mine came out at a much higher temperature.
It didn't break
and
down.
There were no complaints on
It
Dude, we were like, oh my God, this is overcooked. Holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Ah!
270 is where you want it.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah.
Because we thought, oh my God, we overcooked this fucking thing. We
Yeah.
pulled it out of the oven and we put it on live stream on Facebook.
It was perfect.
God, it was...
Damn near perfect.
Well, it's gone, so it's probably perfect. So, guys, by the way, this is just a life hack right now. Learning how to cook some shit, because I know y'all want to eat. Go, if you can, get a brisket. This is from the Red Pill Phone Tap, guys. A nice little life hack. We are streaming live from Texas, and we're telling you, brisket is amazing, okay? If you can find one at your grocery store, it only takes 8 hours?
Yeah.
It takes 8 hours to cook it. So when you wake up
day.
in the morning,
Yeah, it's a work day.
it's a work day. Put
You
that
have it by dinner.
motherfucker in.
Yeah, you have it
You'll
by dinner.
have it by dinner, and it will be the most delightful thing you've ever eaten. It's a little bit of a life hack. What other life hacks have we got, Anthony?
Let's go with I'm gonna touch on something. I don't really do a lot, but like I said, man, I had a lot of things on my head that I just want to get out. Giving is part of receiving. So when you want the things you want, you have to be given the things you desire. This is not a logical idea I'm speaking of, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You just give. If you give small, you get small, right? What I was going with that, thinking about, was a lot of things that I do or say or deal with. I do it as if I was giving it to myself, like this information.
Yeah, you always do.
So I don't hold back. I don't ask for money.
But
I don't.
Anthony, if you would just keep it more PC, we would get a lot more likes, though. Don't
I'm
you
sure.
Understand?
I'm sure we would.
We would get a lot more likes if you would just keep it more female friendly and just be like, some women.
Well, that's not my truth.
Some women. You know what, Anthony? A lot of our sponsors have said your truth is troubling. That's why we don't give a fuck out here.
A motherfucker.
Anthony's truth is far more important over here than anything else we have going on. That's why, but that's a whole thing, man. Anthony, when you gave me that text message, or was it an IM on Facebook? It doesn't matter. But you gave me that message like, man, I was getting a little blue pill, and I listened to y'all's podcast number 20, and I got recorrected. That just fueled the fuck out of me, man.
Yeah.
That just fueled. I give zero fucks. How many likes we get.
Right.
How much shit. Motherfucker, this is not made to be palatable. This is made to make you a fucking man. This is made to make you a fucking soldier. God damn it. This is not made to be like, and this is the Academy Award goes to the Red Pill Phone Tap.
Nah.
Yeah. The Red Pill Phone Tap gets the Oscar. Oh, God. Oh, God. The Red Pill Phone Tap. Dude, we are not doing that for this. We're doing that for all of you motherfuckers that are listening that are in pain right now, that your girlfriend broke up with you. You don't know why. You don't know. You've been doing everything the world taught you to fucking do, and your life didn't end up the way they said it was going to end up, right?
No happily ever after, huh?
We give zero fucks about likes on this show. We give zero fucks about who we offend. You know who we fucking lace up for? When we're on this podcast, and the powder's going, it's for the Ryans of the world. It's for the Brunos of the world. It's for those guys whose life we actually affect. And I swear to God, if we change one man's life, our goal of this, Corey Wayne is convinced that 97% of men are just so weak and beta. Our goal of this show was to move the ticker to 96%.
Yeah.
That was the goal of this show when we started. But God damn it, man, if we fucking change one person's life, that's what this show is about, man. And we are unapologetic about it. I'm sorry if you're offended.
No, man, that's why I wanted to, when we talked about this before in our first podcast, we talked about, I don't care if we just have 5 fucking followers. Like,
zero fucks given.
Yeah, if we affect 5 people, I'm fucking happy with that, and I will still come and bring what I bring. Like, and it's just a little part of me as far as what I'm offering. I'm sure I can offer more, but for the 3 hours we spend on a Friday night every week, which is like prime time dating time, right? I think it's worth it if it's helping. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if it's helping you, I will keep doing it. If people are like, y'all are dumb, shut the fuck up. Why y'all even have a podcast and no one's listening? Why the fuck are we doing this? Wait, I'd rather do other shit tonight. You know what I mean? I'd rather be trying to get me a quarantine bitch at the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I'm not gonna waste my time on something that's not helping anyone. So
that being said, though, man, instead we're in 13 countries.
Yeah,
we got all kind of people on Facebook supporting us. We saw Larry Cheeks comment about our podcast before. We never measure like how many people go live because again we always podcast on Friday night. Jesus Christ! If you are watching live, you must be very bored. By the way, during these times, that's no problem. But the thing about it is, man, you and I said the same thing, man. We don't care if we have 2 viewers. That is not what this podcast is about. We are not here for the likes, and we never will be.
Yeah.
No, sir. No, sir.
And we're not in the bubble. We're not like talking to each other and we're like, no one believes nothing we're saying but us.
Exactly.
Right? So the comments and the responses, I take them to heart. You know, they're near and dear to me. I appreciate every comment, every compliment, and you know, to you guys for listening, to be taking time out of your life to be listening to what the fuck we got to say, man. That means a lot to me. So,
all right, but I will say this: if this segment is about life hacks, I cannot have a life hack segment and not tell you guys 100% that, dude, you cannot be texting. I know we've talked about this before. I know we've talked about this. You cannot be texting. Guys, you know what texting is for? The only time that you talk about affection or beauty over text is with wives and girlfriends. Yes or no, Anthony?
facts.
Okay. So we're in agreement. The only times you talk about beauty, how beautiful they are, anything about their looks, or anything you feel about them over text is for wives and girlfriends. Anthony, one more time.
Facts.
Thank you.
If you engage in validation, I want to know at what cost is that for you?
Thank you. My life hack is this. You gotta stop texting, guys. You're doing it. Remember we said earlier in the podcast, when you get that funny feeling, like, why is this bitch commanding me to do some shit?
Yeah.
It's because you're lazy. When you're texting a lot of times, it's because you're lazy. It's because you're fucking lazy, guys. If you want to go life hack, do you know what texting is for, guys? When it comes to outside of wives or girlfriends. Hey, Anthony, pick up some milk. Send. Hey, pick up some milk. Send.
Yeah.
Hey, man, over here. Hey, I know we were meeting at the West Side Pub. South entrance or west entrance? Cool.
Right.
Hey, girl, last night I saw you. You were the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And
Delete.
I've never been with a beautiful bitch like that. I've never seen. Jesus Christ. That dress you were wearing was the most amazing dress. I've never seen a bitch that was just like, oh my God, here go a bitch. No!
If you're texting something, you're like, she's going to like this. Delete that
shit. Thank you. Dude, Anthony, that's the life hack right here. If you're texting something and a bitch goes, if you go, this bitch gonna like this shit. Delete that shit.
Yeah.
Do not send that shit. Please, God, do not send that shit. You should be sending like, hey, know you're coming over. Bring milk.
You know what?
Period. Send.
You know what else I had to stop doing that I thought I was being clever about with texting? Was being the GIF texter. GIF text, where I'm sending funny gifs instead of conversation, I'm sending over gifs. And it's like, that's part of texting as well. So cut that shit out too. No funny gifts.
No funny gifts. We have a specific question, Anthony.
Okay.
In the live stream. Bruno, great friend of the program. One of the OGs of this establishment. Bruno, good to hear from you. It says, I have a girl I met on Facebook dating. She just wants to text. I suggest a video chat, but she says she's too shy. Got any hacks for that? Yep. Next. Sorry, bitch. It's coronavirus. We're all video texting.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
You're not asking for the bitch. You're not doing what they do that when they put put their legs on the stirrups for the vagina test. What they call that check?
Jesus, I don't know what kind of
they have a gynecologist.
Neighborhoods you grew up in.
They have a gynecologist. I think it's called a gynecologist is the name of the doctor, but
well, yes,
I forgot. Pap smear. You're not giving the bitch a pap smear.
Yeah,
you're saying a fucking conversation, and if that's too much, guess what else is gonna be too much? A lot of other shit.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, hey, sweetie, we're dating for real over here. And Bruno, you might be able to kind of steer her into the, if it's even not for you, this is a lot of things, guys, you don't realize. Sometimes you will correct a bitch, and it's not for you.
It's for the next guy.
But it helps out the next guy. And if we could all just kind of do it.
Help these bitches.
Yeah, and just be like, look, bitch, this isn't a maybe site. We're all here trying to date. I remember one time, I'm not kidding, on OkCupid. There was a bitch that was like, yeah, I don't really want to date, though. I'm like, bitch.
What the fuck?
You're on a fucking dating site. Motherfucker. Like,
Oh,
well,
man.
I have a lot of guys on here that said that they are okay with being my friend, and I was like, oh, hold on, that does make a lot of sense. Jesus Christ, like, uh-oh.
These are the guys that are taught that it's okay to placate to these women so that they can feel secure about shit, about their own dumb shit, right?
Right.
We're not gonna do that here. We're not gonna.
We don't do that here.
We're not gonna allow you to do it.
I love that you said it like that. I was talking to a guy that I coach, and when I was coaching him, I was like, "That's cool. We don't do that here." And guys, that's got to be that's a different podcast. We're running out of time, but I mean that's got to kind of be your mindset. I mean, we talked about it earlier where we're like, with Anthony's whole cable subscription self.
Yeah.
How much access are women getting to you? And if they're getting 100% access, guess what? You're not talking to enough women.
Right.
Oh,
man, I mean, good point.
I mean, you're not talking to enough women if it's just, when I hear a guy that's asking about a lot of advice on one chick, I get really, really worried about it. Because I'm like,
where your other bitches?
Where are your other bitches at? And by the way, I'm not trying to be mean. Like, what are the other bitches doing? Well, as you find out, like, there's not a lot of other bitches.
Hey, I want you to give me a true response about this.
Okay, go ahead.
When I first started talking to you about having a team, having a rotation, because you were telling me you're a relationship guy, and I was like,
and by the way, still a relationship guy.
Right, that's your truth.
Yeah, it's my truth.
But I was trying to give you the importance of being okay with talking with multiple women. It wasn't like I was trying to tell you to cheat on these bitches. That's not what I was trying to tell you. It wasn't like I was trying to set you up to be immoral to your core and change some kind of moral code you have, right? It was just I was trying to get you okay with understanding that there are multiple women out here than just the one woman you're talking to right now or the one woman that you like right now. Like, be okay having an open mind to multiple women. Because guess what happens in this? When you have an open mind with multiple women.
Guess what happens? It did happen to me.
One particular one stands the fuck out of all these bitches, and you will know the truth of that. That bitch is the real bitch that I need to be with. Fuck these other hoes.
Which is exactly what the fuck happened. I was literally, after Anthony told me that, I was literally prepared to be like, all of these fucking bitches are dumb. I'm prepared to just fucking date for the rest of my fucking life. And I was. I mean, that was my truth. And then I met my wife. A bitch who will fucking have a 7-month-old baby and still wear a French maid costume across the whole house today as I office from home. Wow. Well, you can't help but bob your head to that. Right? Thank you. You just joined episode number double deuce of the Red Pill Phone Tap. That is Clyde Drexler's number. So in Houston, that is sacred. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Coming here from Navigation Studios. Everybody that was involved, thank you. We can't wait to come back for Michael Jordan's number 23. Tank getting involved in the podcast. Guys, I hope in this terrible coronavirus scare, we brought some kind of truth. We love you guys, and we love all the support. Thank you so much. If you got anything else, reach out to us at redpillphonetap@gmail.com. That's redpillphonetap@gmail.com. And reach out to us at Red Pill Phone Tap on Facebook. We will see you guys next time. Love ya. Mwah.